Charlton.
Definitely. Charlton fans might be surprised to hear that there's been a bit of unhappiness amongst the Barnsley fan base. At 1-0 down at Burton, some of the fans were chanting for the manager to be sacked, which seems on the face of it completely crazy. But he's had to address it in his pre-match press conference. It is a part of the current narrative around that club that not everyone's happy with what's going on. So Charlton could capitalise if there are any weaknesses or anyone not feeling confident. This could be a good time for it. But clearly that away record, 2 goals a game they've scored this season away from home, you have to respect that. And I'm up for a basketball game personally.
Well, Charlton have won the last 3 home games against Barnsley and have scored 2 in each of those goals. So if we're not doing enough to curse this game and make it a 0-0, I don't know. But we're going to be confident for some goals. And we've had some WhatsApp messages through, and a quick shout out to my housemate Wade. We are watching in Perth, Australia. He's Australian and I've converted him into a fan. That's from Ben. Oh, Ben, shout out to you. Thank you for joining us. Kev, just quickly then, final thoughts, key men for Charlton this afternoon. Looks like we've recruited some more players. My goodness me, talk about the pathway.
The ref's going to have to have a count up and make sure there's 11. But yeah, you're looking at, for me, it's always the front 2. Alfie May and Kanu, if them 2 can combine and they can get shots off and hold the ball up and allow the defenders and midfielders to get up the pitch and have, as I said before, consistent pressure on the opposition at home. I think that's really key. I think the fans want to see that, and obviously keeping it tight at the back. But I mean, for me, the front 2 today, if they get on it and they, as I said before, get shots off and goals, I think this could be a good day for us. And
it's nice to see some of the mascots are the players' children, which is a special touch, as if any extra motivation was needed. Ali, you've mentioned a few of the players. Who are you most looking forward to playing in a Charlton shirt? Don't care about Barnsley.
Yeah, aside from focusing on Charlton, I'm really interested in academy players and development and how you make that step up to the first team. So I'll have a close eye on Karoy and Daniel up front. But as I said, tactically, I think those wing-backs are going to be crucial today. Ramsey against Cadden and Small against Williams. That could define the game, I think.
Well, look, if you haven't purchased your matchday streaming pass yet, you can still do so for £10. So don't go and do it quickly, because now it is time for me to hand you over to your commentary team. It's Terry Smith and Greg Stubley.
Thank you, Charlotte. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, Ali. It's a warm welcome to everybody here at the Valley as we prepare for kick-off against Barnsley. And alongside me, Greg Stubley. Greg, I mean, they've already mentioned it in the studio. Barnsley have only lost 2 away games all season. Well, sorry, 1 away game all season. So this it's probably as tough as it gets, isn't it?
Yeah, I found Barnsley a bit unpredictable this season. I think Ali just mentioned it there before the guys handed it to us. But Barnsley fans aren't happy with how they've been performing this season. They've had some very strange results, some very good in terms of beating teams heavily at home, and then a couple of weeks ago losing 5-1 to Lincoln. It's an example of how inconsistent they have been, yet they still find themselves within an albeit unlikely chance of automatic promotion, but they're still hanging around in that area. When you look at the squad that they've got, they have good young players. They've developed a couple of more experienced players as well. They've got a scorer up top in Devante Cole, who's maybe not in the best of form of late. They are a tricky side, but Nathan Jones, with his eye on next season as much as this, you feel in the next couple of weeks, these are the sort of tests that really make him think, is this squad good enough to, this starting 11 good enough to take it into next season? Where do we look like we're completely not on the same wavelength as Barnsley? The crowd's good today, the sun's out, and hopefully Charlton can get a result here that gives a bit of momentum towards the end of the season.
Well, as Barnsley will get us underway, the Addicts attacking the Jimmy Seed stand in the first half. Barnsley all in white with some red hoops on their socks. Charlton, of course, traditional red shirts, white shorts, red socks with black trim. And we are underway here at the Valley as the ball goes back to Roberts on the edge of his area. Forward, Gillespie gets underneath that, skies it right, and Terrell Thomas has to deal with that, heads it away. It's a challenge early on for Anderson. Barnsley send it forward into the right-hand corner. Terrell Thomas on hand to deal with that, sends it forward towards Alfie May. Goes over the top of the Barnsley's 2 centre-halves, and Dobson puts one of those under pressure, and then the judge have been a little bit late on his man as he tried to block the attempted clearance, and it'll be a free kick to Barnsley on the edge of their area.
Yeah, it was soft, but Dobson needed to be aware that there's not a lot. at the back there that Barnsley could do in terms of could have gone to the right-hand side, I think, where Williams was, but ultimately Barnsley facing their own goal. The ball over the top was a tough one for them to deal with, and early on you see Kanu and May straight away looking to get in behind the Barnsley back three.
Gillespie first at a header from the goal kick. Anderson tussling in there as well, but Barnsley have possession back with McCart, who goes back to this keeper Roberts, who then sends it forward, looking for Phillips. Gillespie again the first at a header, but it's to Williams on the right hand side, forward to Phillips, who's a bit of space. Out to his right hand side is McAtee. Swings it into the box looking for Cole. It's gone beyond him, headed away by Ramsey, back in the side after injury. Barnsley have possession back. Cole looking for it in the area as the ball's sent in there. It's taken a deflection. Terrell Thomas heads it away, and Coventry further away to May, who's trying to send Kanu away down the middle. He's up against De Gevigny, and De Gevigny has to head it away from the advancing Kanu. And it's away for a Charlton throw, 10 yards away from the corner flag on the right hand side.
There's a good ball over the top from May, and those are the areas where Daniel Kanu's not afraid to attack. There's a nuisance for defenders in this league. We've seen it in recent weeks. Him and May have had a decent understanding building, gradually game by game.
Ramsey gets it back from Coventry, looking to take his man on. Ramsey does so, and then the attempted cross is blocked away by Cadden, and Charlton have the first corner of the afternoon.
And Kane Ramsey's a player who's going to be an interesting one to watch today. His first appearance since getting injured against Lincoln in February. A player that we signed in January from Harrogate, with the ambition of making us a bit more attack-minded down that right-hand side. And to be fair, today Watson had a really good run of form shortly after that injury, and has been a key part to Nathan Jones's success with this team since the gaffer's been in charge. But Kane Ramsey does offer that bit of attacking threat on that right-hand side.
Corner comes in from that right-hand side. Terrell Thomas is lurking. It's headed away. George Dobson will retrieve it for Charlton on the left. Back to Small, who's under pressure at Terry Small, but he turns away from trouble well. Terry Small bringing it forward, lifts the ball across, looking for May, but it doesn't find him. And Barnsley can clear it away upfield, looking for a target of McAtee, who's gone beyond Anderson and lifts it over the advancing Eisted and over the bar. And Charlton players looking across to the assistant, thinking that should have been offside. No flag. And it's a goal kick to Charlton.
I don't think it was offside too. I think McAtee makes his run from deep. Anderson trying to get back, but just off camera, he's out of position. I don't think Eisted needs to come that far out unless he was certain he was going to get it. He's so far out that he always gives McAtee the option to go for a goal. McAtee takes this under control. You feel like Anderson could get back, and Coventry's there as well. He just gave him that opportunity. It's a difficult chance, and in the end he couldn't convert.
I've got to say, I'm slightly backing Eisted on that. I think he forced McAtee into that slightly more difficult lob across the top rather than getting the opportunity to shoot it low past Eisted. And Charlton will break on the right-hand side now with Alfie Mate. Tries to go past his man. Again, the attempted cross is blocked away. And Charlton will have another corner, and they'll have one eye slightly on the quick break that just happened, so they don't get caught out again as Alfie Mate prepares to take this corner on the right.
Well, it's been a lively start, opening 4 minutes. We've seen a couple of games of late that have really lacked this sort of intensity. But early Charlton aren't afraid to go with that early ball over the top, and got a couple of corners out of it.
It's Alfie Mate who swings it in towards the edge of the 6-yard box and heading away before Gillespie can get there. Dobson will pick it up edge of the area, finds Gillespie to his left. Attempted cross blocked away. Gillespie trying to go to the rebound, but Barnsley deal with it and send it clear. It's another potential break, although this ball doesn't have the right angle on it to find Cadden. Eisted comes out of his penalty area, sends it skyward. Alfie May does really well to control that ball into Coventry's feet, trying to send Kano away down the right, but that'll have too much on it, and skips through to Roberts in the penalty area. An instant throw out from Roberts to Williams on the right-hand side for Barnsley. Here's ball forward. Phillips turns straight to Michael Hector. He's just got to avoid his man and steps inside McAtee and gets the ball clear up towards Kanu. Trying to hold the ball up, Daniel Kanu, and does. Back to Small. Gillespie behind him. Wants to go down the line, but that ball's cut out comfortably by De Gevigny. Barnsley have possession back with Williams on their right-hand side. Down the line. Dobson can't get there. Phillips takes over for Barnsley. Back to Williams again, just inside the Barnsley half. All the way back to De Gevigny. And in the centre is McCart. Forced back to his keeper by May. And gives it straight back to McCartney. I'm not entirely sure wanted that. He's found De Gevigné to his right. Launches it forward up towards Cole. Good tackle from Thomas. Charlton have possession back. Dobson forward to Anderson. Went down a little cul-de-sac there, Anderson. He's barged over. Nothing given from the referee. As ball sent forward, asking Cole to chase it. Eisted has to come out of his penalty area and send it away. It was Russell on the challenge on Anderson. It's the referee deemed okay, and Barnsley take the throw in quickly. It's on their left. Ball to Cole. Cole trying to hold the ball up again. Thomas with a foot in, and then Ramsey clears it away downfield. It's collected by McCart. Sends it skyward and off, and out of play for a Charlton throw, just on the edge of the Charlton dugout on the right-hand side. There is a wind blowing here, so in and around the valley, well, certainly where we are, but it is gusting down there, so it's going to be difficult to judge. As the throw-in comes in, headed away by Barnsley. It's Phillips trying to collect it in the centre circle, but Gillespie does well to get there first. Finds Small to his left. He's a little bit isolated, Thierry Small, so he's going on his own down the left-hand side. Williams pursuing him. Still Thierry Small has it. Gets the ball, cuts the back across, but he can't get the right angle on it. And he goes straight to Roberts, but encouraging from Small down this left-hand side. Yeah,
positive play from Thierry Small. Jordan Williams is not slow at all and catches up with him, but still Small's able to get some sort of cross in the box. It's just ever so slightly heavy touch just before that cross came in, which always made it difficult. But if you're a striker in Mayakani, when Small picks up that ball, you've got to get yourself in the box, and you always know that Small will give you something, you know, that we've seen in recent weeks. And the likes of May and Kanu, whose instincts in front of goal are always alert.
Charlton do well dangerous to win possession back, and then Dobson tries to switch it across to Small, but he's got the angles on that wrong, and Williams intercepts. Phillips for Barnsley, back to De Gevigné, into the centre now is Russell. Turns to his left, and Earl bringing it forward, further left. There's Connell. Ball inside. Connell felt he was fouled by Ramsey. Referee again waves those protests away, and Charlton had the ball back with Eisted. So loose ball forward, goes straight to Russell. His ball forward, though, equally loose, straight to Terrell Thomas. Charlton have it back. Alfie May will turn, trying to send Kanu down into the right-hand channel. McCart's across and will clear it forward. Thomas underneath that. Hands it away. And then Russell tried to find Durante Cole, but slightly too much on that. Barnsley striker couldn't get there, so Charlton with possession again on the edge of the penalty area. Gillespie on the left. Sees Dobson running down this left-hand side, tries to find him. De Gevigné across, is going to have to deal with this, and Dobson will put him under pressure, and he does really well. George Dobson forces the corner off of De Gevigné on the left-hand side.
It's a brilliant ball from Macaulay Gillespie as well, because just doesn't just send it in the channel, he lofts it a bit and makes it difficult for the centre-half facing his own goal. He wanted the keeper to come, but didn't have the pace for the keeper to come, and Dobson is a willing runner, we'll know that. Well, now he'll apply that pressure and does superbly well to win inside the corner.
And once again, Alfie May comes across to take it in front of the scoreboard. 9 minutes gone, Charlton corner. Barnsley with everybody back in the penalty area to deal with this. Charlton just a small hanging back as the ball sent into the near post, but gets that all wrong, May, and it's into the side netting. And Barnsley have a goal kick.
Yeah, it's a waste after all that hard work from Dobson to win that corner. Everyone comes up, and it's a corner that doesn't even give anyone an opportunity to attack. Set pieces are something we're talking about pre-match, what Nathan Jones will be looking for next season. Set pieces are definitely high on the list of improvements as well for Charlton. We've only scored 2 from set pieces this season in general, that's including free kicks as well, and that needs to improve. A good side in this division will get double figures within the first few months, let alone in the season.
Barnsley trying to progress down their right-hand side. Anderson with the tackle, concedes the throw. De Gevigné with it. There's a little flick on there from Phillips looking for Cole, who gets something on it. Coventry clears it away, it'll be another throw. This time about 5 yards inside the Charlton half. Again, Williams with it. Looking for options. Phillips trying to make space, and it's he who gets it, back to Williams. Ball inside to Russell. It's forced backwards to McCart. I won't thank him for that pass, but he does in the end deal with it well. He's got it across to Earl on the left-hand side, into the centre, and Russell. Ball forwards, flicked on, looking for Cole, and Cole has broken the Charlton defensive line, and he's gotten beyond Well, he went beyond Hector, then went to ground, and the Barnsley players are feeling that Hector pulled Cole back, who ended up on the deck. The referee's given a goal kick.
Yeah, I need to see again, Tab. My first reaction was I thought Michael Hector was going to be in trouble. Charlton's line was all out of sorts. Cole was definitely onside. We had a good position from where we were. There was initial contact there, and then yeah, you can see Hector's left foot through the back of Cole. And for me, that's a penalty.
Well, it's certainly one that you wouldn't have been overly surprised had it been given, I've got to say, but maybe the referee thought there wasn't enough contact, but yeah, it's a risk. And Hector's maybe got away with one there. As Russell heads the goal kick up in the air. Anderson can't get there. Does try though at the second attempt, and then the third, but ball's out to the left-hand side, and Cadno sends it long, looking for Cole again, but that's going to run out of play for a Charlton throw.
But I'd like to go back to that defensive line too. I think Ramsey was occupying someone on the right-hand side, and Hector stepped out, but Terrell Thomas was back, and the line was completely disjointed, and all it took was a header forward from
it was McAtee who got the flick, wasn't it?
Thomas went with McAtee, which opened up the space behind him, but then Hector didn't drop. That's where Cole was able to advance in that space.
Anderson with his flick on, looking for May, but it's blocked away. Williams will send it forward, but nobody in a Barnsley shirt there, and Terrell Thomas will just watch this out of play. It'll be a Charlton throw though, only 5 yards away from the right-hand corner flag.
I always think as well, when someone goes down for a penalty, the home fans will shout sarcastically, almost like get up kind of thing. The home crowd didn't do that at all in the Covent end.
There's a fair few nerves in the Covent end.
When the referee pointed, all it took was just waiting for the whistle.
Barnsley had possession back from our throw-in, and it's with Williams on the right-hand side, halfway inside the Charlton half. Ball down the line, looking for Phillips. Gillespie for company. Phillips turns back and gives it to Williams again. Swap passes once more. It's with Phillips. Still on the right. Ball across into the middle. So initial challenge coming in there from Coventry, and Charlton won the possession back, trying to send Kano away, Coventry. And he might have got the better of Earl, and has done on the right-hand side. Again, a little bit isolated. But Daniel Kano holds the ball up and brings Ramsey into play. Ramsey, ball into the centre for Dobson. Try to dummy it, hoping to get the better of McCart. And McCart read it. And the ball was initially aiming for Alfie May, I think, Dobson. But Barnsley, in the end, defend it well, and it's with Earl. It goes down the line. Thomas behind that. Little ball inside to Dobson. Back to Terrell Thomas. Bring it into the centre circle, looking for options. It's now with Hector on the right. Ramsey further right. Coventry in support. Ramsey goes long. Anderson will pick this up on the right-hand side. May makes a run, but he would have run offside, so I don't think Anderson risked the pass. And then the ball inside, looking for Connell. He's drawn a foul from Anderson. And Coventry in the middle there. A little disappointed that they didn't make more of that. Charlton down that right-hand side. Barnsley have a free kick. Back with Roberts. We've had 14 minutes of this first half. Still 0-0 here at the Valley, as Roberts slips as he goes to kick it, and as a result of that, Cadden just kicked out on Ramsey. I don't know if he did it deliberately or was just in the process of breaking. It'll be a Charlton throw. Terrell Thomas down the line. It's gone beyond everybody. Dealt with forward. Cole gets a flick on, looking for McAtee. Hector across, gets a head on it, but now that's definitely offside. As McAtee thought he'd pounce on the loose ball that Phillips had created. And Eisted tries to send it away quickly towards Alfie May. De Gevigno with the header up in the air. May didn't know where it was briefly. And De Gevigno is able to then get to second header and tidy up for Barnsley. And the ball back to McCart is a risky one. Barnsley deal with it to the left as Earl. Cuts inside the slipping Coventry. It's now with Connell, sends the ball forward, looking for Cole. Again, Thomas snakes a leg out, and this time gets possession back for Charlton. Dobson inside to Coventry. Just caught the back of his heels, Connor Coventry, so put him under a little bit of pressure. That pressure coming from Russell, and it's a throw into Charlton in front of the Charlton dugouts. Pretty much stalemate here at the Valley at the moment. Charlton on a 10-match unbeaten run. Barnsley only losing once away in the league. I feel something might give this afternoon. As Ramsey heads the ball forward, headed away by McCart. Dobson underneath it. It's a bit of head tennis in the Barnsley half, and finally, I think Phillips got a bit fed up with that, so swipes it out of play for a Charlton throw. That throw going towards Carnu. Anderson in on the challenge, does well to try and keep possession for Charlton, but the final stab inside from Connell He's found Earl, who goes back to his keeper to send it long. Hector underneath this with McAtee hunting him down. Hector's header left is going to put Charlton in trouble. Phillips picks it up for Barnsley. What about a shot? Goes back across the penalty area and it's behind Devante Cole and easy for Oyster to collect. But a little bit of worry, and you do wonder why Phillips didn't pull the trigger.
Yeah, I think both sides have looked a bit uncomfortable at the back so far, especially the ball in the air. I don't know if either side's dealing with. We've had heavy gusts of winds in the last 10 minutes or so, but both teams look really uncomfortable when the ball goes up long in the air. Hector's had a couple of wayward headers. Barnsley defence themselves haven't looked quite as organised as they would like, but with the likes of Cole and McAtee up top for Barnsley, they're not afraid to go long as well. Cole has pace. McAtee's quite a creative player. He'll drop in to add another extra body in the middle of the park as well. So it's going to be hard for the Charlton back three to keep an eye on him and work with the midfield.
Connell's ball forward for Barnsley from the goal kick, goes out of play. Charlton, though, don't make the most of that throw, send it long, and nobody was on the same wavelength there as the ball was in the right-hand channel. And it's easy for Roberts to come out of his area to collect it, with coming up to 17 minutes gone and still scoreless.
That's Charlton's tactic though, Tells. When Coventry and Dobson get the ball, it's to look to go long early, look for the run of May and Carnew. That time May wasn't aware of the oncoming pass.
And McCart's ball forward's picked off by Dobson. Back to Gillespie, picks out Small to the left-hand side. Williams back undercover. Dobson coming short, still Thierry Small goes past Williams. It's a good cross in as well, headed away by De Gevigné, only as far as Coventry. To his right is May, thinks about pulling the trigger out for May, does so, and then it's blocked away by McCart. It'll be a Charlton throw just inside the Barnsley half on the right-hand side. Gerald Thomas throws it backwards to Hector. He's got Gillespie in the middle. Gillespie looking for options. Thierry Small peeling out to the left, but he sends it long and forward down the right-hand side, looking for Ramsey, who's got his head there as well. It might drop to Alfie May, who's just got there before McCartan. May is claiming there was a handball in there. Nobody else was claiming it, and certainly the officials certainly didn't see it if there was one, and it'll be a throw into Charlton.
Yeah, I thought Gillespie's ball forward was maybe a little bit premature, but Ramsey had stayed forward and offered that height, and it was a good header forward. And in the end, May couldn't quite get under control.
Hector this time sends it long and forward, headed away by Cannon, but it's straight to Anderson. Just got pushed slightly, and that has to be a foul on the edge of the area, and it is. Right on the edge of the D. Anderson did well to avoid the first challenge, and then McCart coming forward took him out with the second one. Charlton have a free kick in a very dangerous place just to the right of centre on the D of the penalty area.
And that's why I want to see more of Corey Anderson, because we've seen it in the youth team, Tell. Me and you have commentated on the youth team where he is a good dribbler. He gets his body across, he's able to bring forward, he's got a bit of skill. And I think in the Charlton shirt, sometimes he's a bit reluctant, doesn't want to do that. But he has the ability to cause problems with the ball at his feet. When he shows that little bit of composure, it's just that extra touch that invited the challenge of McCart. And Charlton with a free kick in a glorious position. Alfie May, you suspect, is the favourite, but Gillespie left foot.
He's hanging around, it suits a left footer, it has to be said.
When you're a top goal scorer,
yeah, I know.
It's hard to say no to him, isn't it?
You get the feeling he's going to lose out in this argument, but we'll wait and see. As the wall is now back the appropriate 10 yards. Alfie May and Macaulay Gillespie are the two Charlton players over this ball. Barnsley again with everybody bar McAtee behind the line. That's drawn by the referee.
Really tall wall.
Whistle's blown. It is Alfie May. Takes it into the right side of the keeper, who didn't move, Roberts. The left side of the goal as we look. Superb free kick from Charlton's top scorer. And Charlton have the lead here at the Valley.
Well, I spoke about the height of the wall, Tell. And I suspect that the goalkeeper just thinks that May is going to try and beat it. But instead, it's intelligent from Alfie May. He thinks, I'm just going to hit the target, put some power behind it. And the goalkeeper's completely wrong-footed. See here, there's a little bit of a gap between four-man wall and the two extra next to it. And the keeper goes to his left, commits early, and May just puts power on it. It's not that high, but it hits the target. And with Roberts completely wrong-footed, it just needed to sail into the back of the net, and it does. And Alfie May adds to his goal tally for Charlton.
I've got to be honest, I think even if Roberts hadn't stepped to the left, that ball was hit with such accuracy in that right-hand corner. I don't think he was getting there even if he'd have guessed right. Superb free kick from Alfie May. And Charlton take the early lead after 20 minutes. And Barnsley have the ball on the restart with De Gevigné. Sends it forward. Gillespie under that. His clearance hits Coventry. Anderson with another thunderous challenge. Charlton have possession back. Dobson into the centre to Terrell Thomas. Ramsey ahead of him down the right-hand side. He looks to cross it though towards Alfie May on the left-hand side. And he's found Alfie May edge of the penalty area. Knocks it back in. Dobson tries to turn. Corner with the shot blocked away. Anderson in there on the challenge. And it'll run away for a goal kick. But Charlton pressing Barnsley here.
It's a brilliant ball from Terrell Thomas, because he could play the easy ball to the right-hand side to Ramsey, which is what I was expecting. But it's a wonderful ball to pick at Alfie May, who's stretching and does really well to get it back in the penalty area. Dobson isn't sure whether to go for goal initially, lets the ball run across, then tries to hit it on the half-turn, couldn't do so. Then Kanu's in, it's a great challenge. I couldn't see who it was who made the challenge in here. It might be McCart or Earl, but goal-saving challenge. And these are the moments we've seen Charlton this season have good spells of pressure, get the goal, but then sit back and allow the other team to come into it. This is where I like to see Charlton increase this pressure, continue the momentum, look for that second.
Gillespie has the ball at the back. To the left is Small. Ball forward looking for Dobson. Picked off by De Gevigné. There's ball forward to Phillips. Back to Russell into the centre and Connell. Connell will turn McAtee through the middle, and Thomas has taken him out. And it'll be a free kick to Barnsley. So Thomas will find himself in the book as a result. It was a lunging challenge which he had to make and didn't. McAtee had got the wrong side of him.
But this is what I mean about McAtee, Tel. He has the ability to drop off slightly deeper and go beyond the Charlton defence as well. And this time he makes his run from deep. Terrell Thomas is touch tight, and when that ball goes down into the middle of the channel, he has to commit Terrell Thomas either way. If he knows he doesn't get the ball, he has to get McAtee. And in the end, it's a definite free kick and a definite yellow card. But after that, Hector against Cole, and I think Hector did get there in the end, but if Thomas didn't make that challenge, then it might have been a clear-cut opportunity for Barnsley.
There was a question from McAtee when he turned towards the referee, maybe saying, is a yellow card enough? Because I was through.
No, Hector was behind him, yeah.
For sure. Maybe he wasn't aware of that, and actually with this free kick, it's probably a good opportunity to hand you over to Greg Stubley to commentate for the rest of this first half.
Cheers, Terry. After 23 minutes, Charlton 1, Barnsley 0. Goal scorer Alfie May. Of course it is. Well, he's 26th of the season. But Barnsley with the free kick in a dangerous position. And they've certainly got players who are capable. Cadden was one of those, but he's walked away from it. Phillips. Connell's also there. The left foot of Connell was probably the favourite for this. Four-man Charlton wall with Dobson to the right of that. Your left if you're watching. As Connell prepares to take. And hits Michael Hector in the wall. Oh, come off his nose. He's clutching it as the ball goes back to McCart. Barnsley will start on the left-hand side now with Earl. Cadden up against Ramsey. Ball down the line, looks for McAtee. Lays it off for Earl. Tempted with the first-time cross, takes a touch instead. Lays it off for McAtee. Switches the play across to Phillips. Now all the way back to Gevigné. Phillips. Charlton just containing Barnsley for the moment, but there's still the visitors in possession. Gevigné will make a burst forward from defence. A little push from Alfie May. May was enough to bring him down. It was slightly theatrical in the fall, but it was a push.
Yeah, there's no question it was a push, but the way Gevigné went down was rather theatrical and comical. But you can't argue that there was a push there, and it's a quick free kick. I'm not allowed to take, but yeah, it was. It wasn't enough to send him over, but he took the opportunity, let's say.
Barnsley, as you say, Tel, wanted to take a quick free kick. Phillips had made a decent run to the right-hand side, but referee was talking to Alfie May, so players come back, and Cadden this time will take over free kick duties a little further out, so it'll be a crossing opportunity for Barnsley. And Charlton, everyone back except May and Kanu. I think Kanu may join Alfie May in a two-man wall. We might leave him to it. We'll leave him to it as Cadden prepares to take.
Barnsley with a spare man in the middle, which is why Kanu's now drifted back in.
Cadden left-footed, swings it in towards the far post, and at that far post Ramsey got something on it. Ball may have gone out of play before Meister controlled it, but I think it did. Yeah, corner's been given. Ramsey on that far post had to get something there because I think Cole was lurking. It's an awkward one for Kane Ramsey.
Yeah, had to deal with it and did, so you've got to give him credit for that. I thought Istead might have kept this in, but the assistant down here thought otherwise.
Yeah, it's actually Earl at the far post. And Ramsey just headed it up in the air. Istead might have kept that in, but corner given. This ball's towards the near post, flicked on. And again, the shot comes in from Russell, it's blocked. Still Barnsley have it on the left-hand side. Back inside is Phillips. Edge of the box to Earl, looks for the 1-2. Phillips again, hits Ramsey's hand, that might be a penalty.
No.
And the penalty's given.
How could he get out of the way of that, though? I mean, Ramsey's arm was out, no question about that, but surely there's nothing. It took a deflection off the floor. Can't be a penalty, really. I don't know, maybe the rules now are because his arm was away from his body, unnatural position and all that, but what could he do?
It was a 1-2.
It's a ball against the floor.
Yeah, Ramsey's arm's out. It's a penalty.
It's a cruel, cruel decision.
Well, Barnsley probably should have had a penalty earlier, so they'll feel
Yes,
like this is a bit of justice, but it's Phillips with the ball in his arms up against Harry Istead. Of course, the spell of Barnsley last season in the playoff finals, man, a match in the playoff final. And he performed heroics here for Charlton. As Phillips steps back, be a short run up in front of the covered end. Referee blows his whistle. Phillips steps up and scores. It's a wonderful penalty to Istead's right in the left-hand corner. Hit it with power. Istead went the right way, but that power was enough, and Barnsley have the equaliser after 27.5 minutes.
Yeah, you feel for Istead. He did guess the right way, but the corner was right. The penalty rather was right in that corner. Nothing he could do to stop it. Going back to the awarding of the penalty in the first place. Cruel on Kane Ramsey. There's no way he's deliberately trying to handball that. It's hit into the floor and up against his arm. And I just think, I'm not blaming the referee necessarily, because I suppose by the letter of the law he's got to give it, but just think that rule is a really harsh one.
Yeah, I think Ramsey was expecting a low cross, which is what Phillips had intended. The ball skimmed off the turf and definitely hit the arm of Ramsey, whose hand was out. Barnsley have the equaliser. As Charlton with the kick-off going for the diagonal ball, and it's flicked off Cart, I think, or Josh Earl was also there, so Charlton will have the throw deep inside the Barnsley half, looking for a reaction themselves. It's been a good game of football so far, a lively match so far. 1-1 was the scoreline. Throw and taken. Thomas towards the near post. Carnu gets something on it, but then Anderson up against Earl. Ball's up in the air, but won't stay in play. Barnsley will have the goal kick.
Yeah, you want Charlton to react now to that. Kane Ramsey as well, of course. He'll be distraught that it was his arm out that has caused the penalty and the equaliser.
I suppose the question marks will come in terms of how much space Phillips had in the first place to make the cross, and Charlton didn't push out and didn't clear their lines enough. As the goal kick's taken, Phillips gets something on it, and Hector with the clearance up in the air. Earl heads forward. Dobson, awkward bouncing ball, gets to it, but needs a bit of support and goes back to Istead, who's under pressure from Cole. Goes long, high in the air. Carnu will jump. Gets something on it as well. Can Anderson get to the second ball? No, he crashes into Chevenier. And free kick's given.
Yeah, got a kick in the chest for his troubles, Chevenier. I don't think Anderson knew he was coming.
Cart takes the free kick quickly. Gets the ball back, which I don't think he was expecting. Barnsley go all the way back to Liam Roberts in their goal. Ball short to Russell. Cross as May applies the pressure. To Chevenier with the ball down the line, looking for Williams, who has pace. Ball looks like it's just going to stay in play and actually roll out of play for a goal kick, as Thierry Small shows his strength against Barnsley's captain.
The wind actually held that up as the ball on the line, it wasn't even in the air. So it's definitely gusting from right to left towards the Jimmy Seed stand.
I'll put it this way, if this game was at Fleetwood, I don't think the ball would ever come down. As I said, took goal kick short, got it back and then concedes possession. And now Phillips has taken up a good spot on the right-hand side for Barnsley. Driven cross, looking for Cole, who got across. Terrell Thomas, but couldn't find the back of the net.
Well, you'd expect to see the back of the net bulge with Devante Cole on the end of a cross like that. And again, Phillips and Charlton will be questioning why he's given the opportunity and the time and the space on that right-hand side to get that cross in. But once he's done that, you'd probably put your mortgage on Devante Cole finishing that. And instead, into the floor and over the bar.
And this game's had more chances in it. And not only Monday, but also the camp gets extra in one, I'd say. So far, as I stood with the goal kick, looking for May, but Cart's always going to be favourite for that as the header falls to Terrell Thomas. Now Ramsey, first time finds Anderson, ball down the line looking for Carnu. And Cart clears it forward. Ball goes out of play and the Addicts will have the throw. With Terrell Thomas. Forward towards Carnu. With a header. Coventry gets something on it. Dobson sliding in. Ball ricocheting and Anderson will get there for Charlton. Out to the right to Ramsey. Looks for the 1-2 with Anderson. I think Ramsey had lost his footing. I don't know, he wants a free kick in fact, but nothing given.
Well, he felt he was obstructed, Ramsey, as he tried to do the little 1-2 with Anderson. Nobody else, certainly none of the officials agreed with it.
Williams under pressure from Thierry Small. Looking to cut inside. Small, who's trying to take the ball off Williams, who does well to clear it forward as Hector to Gillespie. Inside to Dobson. That's a lovely touch to open the space. To the left is Alfie May. Back inside is Corey Anderson. Looks for the reverse ball to Carnu. Difficult one for Daniel Carnu to control.
Well, they've combined well in the past, not just at senior level, but in under 21s as well. Again, you just wondered whether Croy might have pulled the trigger there and just used Carnu as a bit of a decoy.
And ball forward, Terrell Thomas trying to get there for Charlton and does it a second attempt. Ball up in the air, Dobson just collides into the back of Connor and a free kick has been given.
Yeah, I think he was following the ball and without really realising Connor was in his way and just ploughed through him. An easy decision really, I suppose, for the referee.
Connor with the free kick and Charlton again with everyone back except Alfie May. Kane Ramsey's to the right as well, occupying Cadden. McCart at the far post, goes back inside. And Connor will take. Swings it towards that far post. Russell with the header down, comes towards Earl. He'll go for the strike, which hits the crossbar and over. Barnsley want a penalty for potential handball, I think.
I think it's Charlton who were looking for the handball. I think it's Barnsley who thought it was a save. I think as the ball dropped here, that Charlton were questioning that this was a handball now, which it isn't. And then Barnsley, I think, thinking that there was a save here, or certainly a deflection maybe off the shot, but neither given.
If it was a save, it was a good one from Harry Isted, but it hit the bar Earl with his right foot. As Charlton go long, and it's headed away by Cadden. Barnsley have certainly shown they're capable of scoring goals in this division. There's some good opportunities in this match so far, but Charlton have the ball. It's Gillespie long towards May. The ball actually works out nicely for Kane Ramsey. Look to take on Cadden. Cuts back and finds Coventry. First time cross. Looks for Thierry Small at the far post. He jumped up well, but couldn't quite hit the target.
I think you'll find Williams did enough. The ball in is a good one from Coventry. And I think Williams just did enough pressure on Small to mean that he was just out of shape when he jumped, and so the header went over the bar.
Barnsley with the goal kick, which goes short. Duchovene finds Phillips, who has his heels tripped by George Dobson. 25 minutes gone, still 1-1 here at the Valley. Alfie May gave Charlton the lead before the penalty from Adam Phillips levelled the match. It's Phillips with a free kick this time. Inside to McCart, who has space to bring it forward, and out to his left is Earl. Back inside to McCart. Now McAtee lays it off for Russell. Ball into the penalty area. Ister comes out to collect and initially didn't catch the ball. Got it the second attempt.
It's McAtee's movement again is causing Charlton some problems.
Gillespie out to Small. Lovely 1-2 between him and George Dobson. Small on the run. Blocked off by Dujavenier. He wants a free kick for what happened before that by Williams.
It was definitely a foul. I think Terry Small's probably guilty of trying to stay on his feet, and the referee allowed it to go on.
Barnsley throw instead. Dujavenier forward. Hector across. Russell first time ball down, falls nicely for Dobson and looks the ball over the top towards Daniel Kanu. Ball goes out in front of the Charlton striker, gets across L. Charlton won a penalty. Referee gives a free kick.
Free kick outside the box. Oh, we have to see that again. There was definitely contact. Kanu did well to get in front of his man. He had to judge the dropping ball.
It's a yellow card for Josh L now. Let's look at the replay. Ball over the top to Kanu. Gets across L. Where's the contact here? I think that's a good decision.
He's got it
It's
right.
outside. Judging by that camera angle, the assistant there and the referee perhaps given the right decision. L's been booked for the challenge. Charlton with a free kick.
Great judgment from Kanu. Had to bide his time really to see where that ball was going to end up as it went over the top. And still got his body in between man and ball and drew the challenge. Just challenge needed to come another half a yard and Charlton might have had a penalty.
The referee did the right thing and blown his whistle, but before signalling looked at his assistant. And credits due to the pair for getting the right decision.
So can Alfie May be as accurate with this one as he was with his last?
Gillespie's also over this as well. But after the last one, I wouldn't be surprised if May...
We get the feeling if May's taking it, it's going to be a cross. It might be a little 1-2 right up there.
Charlton free kick, edge of the penalty here to the right-hand side now. May touches to Gillespie. May gets it back, chips it in. Headed away by L. Comes out to Thierry Small, goes for goal. Gets the ball back. And Cole intercepts and looks to bring it forward. Against Gillespie, ball forward. Alfie May comes all the way back for Charlton. Goes back to Harry Isted. Cudden just bundles the ball off Alfie May, off the ball. And Charlton looked to go long, and Terrell Thomas, of all players, stayed forward. The referee has now given the free kick.
Got to credit Alfie May there. It was his free kick routine at one end. Didn't quite come off, and he was the first player to recognise the danger going forward from the breakaway. And then he just made sure that Connell couldn't get a run on Isted. Connell just gave him the gentlest of nudges, shall we say.
You've got a feel for Brownian curves. Over the last few weeks, they've been really finding things hard to speak about in the studio at half-times. They're not here today, and there's plenty to talk about in the studio at half-time.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the half-time talk about the playoff final.
As Isted with the free kick, headed away by Phillips. Comes down to Gillespie. Ball forward towards Dobson, lets the ball run to Alfie May, who can turn in a penalty here. May on his right foot, going for a goal! Oh, that is brilliant! That is why he's League One's top goal scorer. That is why he's Charlton's number 9. And Charlton make it 2. Alfie May at the double.
That is exceptional from Alfie May, but also give credit to Dobson for that little dummy. He tried it earlier on in the half and it didn't come off. This time it worked perfectly. Dobson just let the ball run to Alfie May's feet, took it on his right foot, created the space himself and curled it beyond Roberts. What a finish, and what a way to put Charlton back in the lead.
Yeah, the dummy from Dobson, as you say, Tel, was brilliant. But then from then on, it was all about May. He knew what he wanted to do, get that ball onto his right foot, open his body up and find that far corner. No chance for Roberts. And Charlton have their second 2-1 after 40 minutes. It was that run from Dobson, opened up the space for May. How about that for a finish? As the game restarts, with Roberts, long ball forward, Gillespie headers forward, Coventry likewise, May flicks it on. McCart's there for Barnsley, it's a clever header from Phillips. Now McAtee. Barnsley reacted well after Charlton's opener, now will be looking for the equaliser again. Cadden on his left foot looks to take on Ramsey, who does superbly well to get across.
Great tackle from Ramsey. Charlton need to stay strong here. Barnsley will come at us again, of course. Looks like this is going to be a long throw from De Gevigné. Charlton have had their nervy moments at the back. With, what are we, 3.5 minutes left of normal time in the first half. Need to make sure we go into the breaks still ahead.
Long throw towards the near post. Ramsey again to meet it. Trying to want a free kick, but nothing given. Instead, it's a Barnsley corner.
Arms on the back of Ramsey. Clearly felt that there wasn't enough to warrant a free kick, and instead it's a corner. So again, Charlton have to withstand a bit of Barnsley pressure here.
Cadden to take. It's a good delivery in the penalty area. Terrell Thomas heads it up in the end. He's dealing with still. Hector gets something on it. De Gevigné forward. Coventry controls and does the right thing, just clearing it out of danger. But Barnsley's set pieces, of course. Charlton some issues.
Yeah, they've got a physical presence in there, no question about that. Terrell Thomas did well in the first place just to get his head to it, and Conor Coventry didn't wait for it to come down perfectly for him. He just got it clear, and that was the right thing to do. But we've got to face another De Gevigné long throw here.
This seems to be the norm in League One this season, a long throw. About to be introduced by Barnsley. De Gevigné towards the near post. Gillespie heads it away.
Foot on the pitch for sure, but nobody looking.
De Gevigné has the ball back. Ball trying to switch it across towards Cadden. He will collect it. Cuts inside Coventry. Cadden towards the edge of the penalty area, swings it in, and it comes off Terrell Thomas. Can head it away.
Good positioning by Thomas. A little too easy for Cadden to cut inside, got beyond Coventry.
Oh, he's taken short. McAtee cuts inside. Terrell Thomas heads it away. And Alfie May controls. Trying to get under control, and he's done superbly well, mate. And just clears it out of danger, but in the end, it was Conor Coventry actually got in his way.
And May feels that ball took a nick off a Barnsley foot, according to the officials, though. He did well on 2 or 3 occasions there, Alfie May, to wriggle out of trouble.
Barnsley throw the ball back. Have it with McCart. A minute and a half until the 45. We'll wait and see how many added minutes there will be as Roberts the ball forward. Hector calls for it and just clears it up in the air. It's all good for McCart. Heads down. Comes to Russell. Back to McCart. The ball will come across. De Gevigné has the space to bring it forward. Looks long towards McAtee. Gillespie has a good header down. Small will keep it in play. Bouncing ball, McCart will be there. Again, Carnu won't stop running, nor will this man, George Dobson, who wins the ball back for Charlton. Looks to switch the play across towards May. Header back by Earl as the ball just didn't quite go in front of Alfie May as he made the run forward, but
Fine margins, isn't it? Just a little extra on that pass from Dobson. Probably would have cleared Earl, and May would have been in.
Phillips with the ball forward looking for Cole. He's made a run from deep. Armstead will come to collect. Positioning was good. Armstead will roll the ball. And look to go long instead with McAtee.
4 minutes of added.
4 added minutes. Which seems like quite a lot to me. I can't remember any stoppages apart from the penalty. The ball forward towards Carnu, headed away to Chevigné. Phillips heads it on as well. There's Terrell Thomas out to the right to Ramsey. Cuts inside, now Anderson does well to find Coventry. It's good football from Charlton as it comes to Gillespie. Diagonal ball looking for Anderson. Might drop the way of May. He's hunting a hat-trick. We've not seen one of those for a while. If only there was a man in the studio who knew what a hat-trick was. Ball forward from Connell.
That's the half-time talk sorted.
Harry Heisted clears it away. Balls go out of play for a Barnsley throw. But yeah, certainly May's a few doubles this season, but would love that hat-trick. Charlton would love the win, but that would cap it. It's Connell with the ball forward. Takes a slight deflection en route, and Hector is across. Comes off of Earl. Under pressure from Anderson, who makes a good challenge. Applause from his manager, Nathan Jones.
Yeah, recovered the situation because the ball out from Hector wasn't the best, and straight to a white shirt. Anderson spotted that and put the challenge in.
Hector with a touch forward. Ramsey trying to keep it in play. He's done really well, Kane Ramsey. Could have been fouled twice there, but play will continue as Coventry back to Gillespie.
Fair few things go, the referee this afternoon.
Oh, with his hand in the air, but in the end headed it away. Charlton will have the throw. Halfway inside the Barnsley half, in front of the away technical dugout, and Neil Collins is operating present. Hector, ball forward, finds Coventry. To his left to Dobson. Dobson looks for the run of Anderson. Ball just lacked a little bit of pace. And Barnsley through Russell will look to break. Russell held up by Dobson. On to Williams. Inside is McAtee. Now Williams again. Connell uses Earl to his left. Now Russell. May will just drop in as Charlton just tried to see this game out to half-time. It's been a lively half. 3 goals, a penalty, a wonderful free kick, and a brilliant Alfie May second as well. Dushavenier. The pressure from Kanu. Uses Williams to his right. Back it comes to McCart. Tempted with the long ball forward. Instead will use Earl to his left. And Earl, long ball forward, looks for Phillips. It's a good little flick that will find Williams. Williams looks for McAtee, who controls, and there's Dobson gets back. Brilliant defending from George Dobson, who's really putting in a good performance for Nathan Jones this afternoon. Barnsley still have it. Williams on the right-hand side. Pokes it towards Phillips, who keeps it in play with the cross towards the far post. Heisted was a little bit unsure of where his far post was initially, but the ball sails over the top, and now it goes for a Charlton goal kick as the Addicts look to waste some minutes before the end.
Certainly looked a tad worried when that cross came in. I think the ball out to Phillips was a poor one, which meant that he had to hit it first time, cross it first time. That's why he couldn't get the right amount of purchase on it to keep it in. But again, a word for George Dobson. Superb tackle, tracking back to snuff out the danger of McAtee, who's I think comfortably Barnsley's, looks at least like Barnsley's most dangerous player. Heisted goal kick won well by Ramsey. May controls, uses Coventry behind him. Forward to Anderson, lays it off for May. May forward towards Anderson again, inside to Coventry. Good football from Charlton. Coventry looking for Kanu. It's the only option, and Charlton won't have time to take the corner, which is a shame. But it concludes a brilliant first 45 minutes for Nathan Jones and his Addicts side. At half-time it is Charlton 2, Barnsley 1. The Addicts got the scoring underway. Alfie May with a brilliant free kick after 20 minutes. After Corey Anderson was fouled on the edge of the penalty area. Barnsley 8 minutes later got the equaliser when they awarded a penalty. When Adam Phillips' cross hit the arm of Kane Ramsey before Phillips dispatched well to give Barnsley the equaliser. And after 40 minutes, May got his second with a brilliant finish. That man, George Dobson, with the dummy. That set up the space for Alfie May to cut inside on his right foot and deliver a brilliant, brilliant goal to make it Charlton 2, Barnsley 1 at half-time. And to go through that first 45 minutes, we'll hand you back to the Charlton TV studio with Charlotte, Liz and Ali.
Well, that was the first half of football that you really don't want the half-time whistle to blow. We wanted goals, we wanted action, we wanted talking points. Ali, we certainly got that.
We absolutely did. We got the basketball game that I was after. And yeah, it's pleasing that some of what I said before the game, came true. Barnsley are incredibly front-footed. We see that. And what does that mean? There's a ton of space in behind them, down the sides of their centre-backs, because they commit many men forward. Charlton have analysed that. Simple game plan to get the ball quickly and forward as quickly as possible. And while it doesn't look great when it doesn't come off, we've seen time and time again when they have latched onto the ball and worked attacks from there, it's been really dangerous.
Kevin, I said just before we kicked off, there was just something about Alfie May's energy, whether it was because I think he had his son with him as a lucky mascot. Yeah. What an electrifying opening 45 minutes. You spoke before the game about seeing him in a more advanced role, probably for the quality that he's shown throughout.
Yeah, why would you want someone with that quality a bit deeper? Why would you want him supplying people when in the box he's so dangerous, and he's shown every time he touches the ball, his quality, he looks like he's going to create something, looks like he's going to score. And look, at this point in the season, Charlton's got nothing to play for, but he's got everything to play for, because he's trying to get the goal, the golden boot. So the reason he's probably looking so lively is it's a nice part of the season. The sun's out. He knows he's putting the work in during the winter times, and now he's come to a point now where he's got a chance of becoming top goal scorer. And great 2 goals, brilliant goals for him.
Well, we would love to hear from you here in the studio, so if you want to get in contact with us, you can do so via WhatsApp. My question to you, which of those goals do you prefer from Alfie May first, the direct free kick or that curling strike? Let us know. I can tell you that we have had some messages come through already, and one from a certain Mr. Steve Brown. This is his view today, and I'm going to paraphrase his WhatsApp in. I've sat through 3 absolute less entertaining football matches, and suddenly the team is scoring goals, and they certainly are. It was really, really good to see, and we're going to watch back some of those goals. But reading through some more of your messages, we've got one through here that says, you don't get many box-to-box strikers, but that is what Alfie May is. Great work rate to snuff out a Barnsley breakaway, and then 30 seconds later he's curled in a great finish inside the far post to make it 2-1. He's an absolute gem. That's from Matt in Edmonton, in Canada. 9 a.m, 0 degrees overcast. And just for some context, Ali, we always love to know the temperature of wherever people are watching. It makes us very jealous normally, although I think I prefer the temperature here than where Matt is watching. And let's take a look back at the goals then, because as Matt made the point, Alfie's work rate was absolutely incredible. And we have scored from a direct free kick, which was brilliant to see. So let's take a look at the build-up play. Roy Anderson winning the foul, Ali. Yeah. He's been impressive this half as well.
Yeah, it's what I was hoping to see. It's what we have seen, that their defensive midfielders, Connell and Russell, have not really kept much of an eye on him, and that's allowed him to pick up awkward spots for them, win second balls like he did there, and then shown the quality to win the free kick. Me and Kevin were wondering what the goalkeeper was doing here. Yeah. Kevin, why do you think that was such an error?
I mean, you set your wall up and you trust your wall, and he seems like he's got no trust in his wall, so he stepped to the left, and as he stepped to the left, Alfie cleverly seen that and he's put in the other corner. But listen, we're going to give the striker credit. I'm not sure about that celebration, but we're going to give the striker credit for deceiving the keeper, because it's a great finish and he puts a good power in it as well. It's a good finish.
10 out of 10 for the free kick, maybe 5 out of 10 for the roly-poly. I mean, it's taking me back to primary school gymnastics there. But it was a great moment for Alfie May, and one that he built upon later in the half as well. A curling strike, but it was actually the intricacies around that strike as well, Ali. A really nice little dummy from Dobbo that opened up the space. Some good attacking work from Charlton.
Yeah, and Gillespie with the pass forward as well. When you play 3 centre-backs like Charlton do, you need the outside centre-backs to be comfortable in wide areas to stretch the play in possession. But what a little dummy from Dobson. You can see him looking around. He knows where May is. Wrong foot's the defender. This is why I understand why managers don't always play him as the central focal point, because actually he's so good at getting shots off from not necessarily like poachers' goals, but these sorts of goals where he can find a yard of space, and the power, the accuracy, we've seen it time and time again.
It's an interesting finish because the defender's on the other side of the post, and normally as a striker you'd use that defender as a sort of guide, but he's seen the defenders outside the post and he's almost put it in between him in the right side of the centre back, and the keeper can't react. But as you say, it's a great finish, and the first touch as well, and you know what he's going to do as soon as he gets inside that box, and the execution is a great finish.
Ali, we've had a question come in on WhatsApp. Why hasn't Alfie made the shortlist for League One Player of the Season, do you reckon?
He doesn't want to answer.
No, it's such a good question. Yeah. I mean, the way that you create those awards lists is always fraught with issues and subjectivity, isn't it? Like, throughout generations of football history, you normally expect the top goal scorer in the league to be in there because, as Kevin knows better than anyone, it's the hardest thing to do, most important thing to do. So I find it hard to understand as well. The 3 players that have been shortlisted have all had fantastic seasons, and probably more specifically for clubs right at the top of the division. And maybe that was where the weighting came from. But maybe there's a sense that we're also used to May scoring 20 goals in League One, that we've become numb to, maybe they've become numb to it. But
it's his own fault, is that what you're saying?
Well, it's his own fault. It's his own success. But, you know, you can't watch this game today with May having scored 2 quality goals, putting Charlton ahead, and not think, what a difference maker.
We've had a message come through that Alfie needs to complete his hat-trick like Kevin Lisby against Liverpool.
Yeah, that was brought up on there, and I knew that would be brought up. Listen, he's a completely different striker to me, and it's just on the topic you're speaking about in terms of being awarded. Like, I know the other players that probably got nominated, they're fighting for something, but Charlton are fighting for something as well. And in times when we needed him, he's turned up. So. Look, I'm sure he won't be fussed about that if he gets top goal scorer. And
it'd be nice for him to get his first hat-trick for the football club as well. Made such an outstanding contribution. Today is the Valley Gold and Academy Fee match day here at the Valley, and a really lovely moment going on just behind us here, pitch side. We can see the young, talented players. Amongst them will be the next Karoy Anderson, the next Daniel Kanu. A really nice moment, Kevin. As an academy graduate yourself, it's special to see. Not every football club in the country does things like this.
Yeah, it's inspiring as well, isn't it? I remember going to watch my first football match, and to watch these top professionals do what they love and do it in a particular way inspires you. And I'm sure now they'll be walking around the pitch now thinking, one day I hope to be on this pitch, and hopefully they'll turn up on Monday or Tuesday whenever they train, and they'll stay dedicated and they'll stay hard work and they'll stay driven, because especially for this club, there's a chance. There's always a chance, and you just got to stay on it, and you got to stay focused. And hopefully, as you say, one day we'll be sitting down here commentating on 2 or 3 of these boys walking around.
Wonderful moment there. And coming back to the action today, Ali, I listened to Neil Collins' press conference, and it was quite an interesting one. He said that this is probably the type of game that Barnsley need, which I found really thought-provoking, the sense that actually they want to go and play against a better side. We'll look at the penalty shouts that they had, and we'll look at the penalty that was converted shortly. But we're going to throw back pitch side again because there's more action going on. It is the Valley Gold Crossbar Challenge. Now, of course, this takes place at every home game. One Valley Gold member or jackpot ticket purchaser is selected to have a go. The prize pot stands at £4,000, which is quite a nice, tidy sum. And taking on the challenge today is Nick Linwood, who was nominated by his wife, Wendy, and he is pitch side with his son. Guys, what are we thinking? It's quite a short run-up going on there. Yeah,
I'm just worried if he could make the full distance there without injuring himself. But
he's taking the footwear seriously, and that's the first battle.
He's borrowed my boots. I think they're my boots, then, man. Look, he's always got a chance. He looks confident. He looks fit. The run-up's a bit straight for me. I think I'm sure he's going to curve that, and he's going to go back a little bit.
Final little touch.
He's moved the ball an inch. So
here we go.
Yeah, that's a good run-up. Bit straight. Oh, there we go.
Oh, Nick.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Ever so close.
He's looked at the surface as well, I think. He's looked at the ground. Wasn't happy.
You're always going to dream of the glory of hitting the bar, but just below that is don't make a fool of yourself. And he's not. So well done. He's done well.
Well, look, the jackpot prize will roll over to £4,500 for our next home league game, which is, of course, against Wigan this Tuesday. And look, a little zoom. Oh no, are they boots or are they actually Samba trainers?
Oh, sorry, my bad. They're trainers. They look like boots.
Yeah, they did.
There you go. You can do the half-time challenge, and then you can go on a night out later, and you can fit the bill for both. Appropriate footwear for both.
Yeah, he's got that all planned out, hasn't he?
Has he? Yeah, lovely.
Well, look, at least he gets the runners-up prize there, which isn't too bad. But let's look at the penalty that the visitors converted. Perhaps could have been that second of the game, arguably. We'll come on to that later. Yeah. Kevin, any question marks for you? Was it a bit harsh?
No.
We didn't complain up here, did we?
No, listen, even I think even the Charlton players are not complaining. I think he's reached that and he's put his arm out. I'm not sure why he feels like why his arms needs to be at that position. Definite penalty, and Keeper goes the right way, but that's as clean as they come. Great penalty, and no keeper saves that.
Perry from Portugal's message in, and he says, just remembering at the Oakwell where we crossed a ball from the left, a good 10 yards between the crosser and the defender who had his arm stuck out. No penalty apparently, but that one with 2 yards between the crosser and the defender was. How does that work? Ali, I don't even know if it's fair to ask you this question. Try to deconstruct with me the handball rule now, because I just think it feels like any sort of contact like that now, it's a relatively easy decision for the referee.
For sure. When it is stuck out like that, so to speak, it's easy to give because it is sticking out literally, and sometimes you can get away with leaning and it catching just the side of your arm, but if your arms are down by your side, it's a difficult one. I don't think it was a harsh penalty for Charlton to concede, but I still feel a bit bad for Ramsey because I think it's not stupid. I think it is just he's got arms.
It doesn't help he's got a strap in, so you can actually...
Yeah, on a serious note, because the other hand went behind his back, the strapped hand didn't go behind his back, so it was just one of those split seconds, and we'll have a little look at the penalty shout that Barnsley had earlier on in the game involving Michael Hector. But we saw in our pre-show youngster Harry winning the Valley Gold Crossbar Challenge that took place amongst all of our youth teams. We can head down pitch side now because it's time for Harry to go head to toe with the under-21s. I think that's going on behind us. We should be able to bring you pictures of it now. Here we go.
I think we missed it, didn't he? I think he's hit it already.
Let's have a little look.
Oh.
We'll try and get a replay of that, but a really lovely moment to see our under-21 star going toe-to-toe with one younger in the ranks as well. A brilliant opportunity for supporters to get behind the Valley Gold and all that it does for our young players. On target, nowhere near the crossbar, Kevin.
No, good attempt. I mean, if you're adding the crowd there, it's a little bit harder than it probably was at the training ground. I'm not sure what that one was. But listen, my boy done this as well when there was that lane in once, and he just said his leg felt like rock. So there was look at that. Yeah, that's a good try.
Sometimes it must take a little bit as well of like a prep just to warm and limber up.
Yeah, I mean, I'd done this once at the Valley and almost pulled my hamstring, so there we go. There we go, hit the crossbar. And a little bit of spin on it as well when he's walked off. And
I'm expecting him to make a first-team debut between now and the end of the season after that. He's shown he can handle the pressure. He's shown he can handle the pressure.
Oh, a good bit of fun there and really nice to see. It's such a well-integrated football club here at Charlton Athletic. Let's rewind, let's refocus back on the first half of football. It's Charlton Athletic 2, Barnsley 1. Earlier on in the game, Barnsley had a penalty shout, a coming together involving Michael Hector. Guys, do we think this should have been a penalty?
I think the coming together is a nice way of putting it, I think for me, he stuck his leg out there and
it's Hector's left leg, isn't it? It sort of sweeps around in the end. Yeah,
I just think where the ref is, it's really difficult for him. There's a lot of bodies in between him and the attacking players, so I can understand why the ref doesn't give it. It's a little clip just there. For me, it looked like a penalty, but you can
understand. Scruffy defending is perhaps the nicest way to describe that.
It's not the worst thing you've ever seen, but you've also seen them give it. So that was a bit of a let-off. Yeah, it was quite a lively start, wasn't it? Both teams going long and having a bit of joy over the top, and that was another example of that.
Now, Ali, we're clearly going to have to get you in the studio more often because that was a really fantastic first half, played with some good tempo. We're attacking the covered end now. We have a position right by the goal. Do you see Alfie May scoring his first hat-trick this half?
Yes, obviously.
Yes, Kevin, you say the same?
Well, if he scores a hat-trick, we're going to have to get him back, and Brownie's going to have to stay on holiday, so it's a win-win, I think.
Brownie, if you're watching this still, pour yourself up another pint. The players are back on the field of play. Let's head pitch side now, and let's see if Alfie May can get that all-important hat-trick, but even more importantly than that, let's see if the Addicts can get 3 points. It's back over to your commentary team of Terry Smith and Greg Stubley.
Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Ali. Yeah, there's no chance on this planet that Stevie Brown is watching this game right now. Judging by that photo, he'd be lucky. Even if he was watching, he'd be watching about 4 screens.
Can you imagine Mrs. Brown letting him get away with that?
No chance. Not a chance at all. But he has missed a good half of football, there's no question about that. And Charlton shooting towards the covered end. Alfie May searching for his first hat-trick in Charlton colours. It'll be the first Charlton league hat-trick since, I make it, 2017. Tariq Fosu, so in the league that is. So records are there to be broken. As Charlton get the second half underway. There's a long ball forward, headed down by Earl, and then Ramsey with the header forward as ball will go out of play for a Barnsley goal kick.
Yeah, it'll be interesting dynamic here because obviously Charlton had to deal with that sort of gusting wind which was behind them for most of that first half. Now that will be in Barnsley's back for the second. So you might see a few more direct balls forward from the away side.
Goal kick is taken, headed up in the air by Russell. Ball comes down to Dobson, flicks it forward towards Carnu. Ball hits Russell again, and Carnu will give chase as Earl facing his own goal. Has to give it back to the goalkeeper under pressure from Carnu. And Roberts clears it away. Coventry comes across and does well just to cut out the ball as it was going towards McAtee, who had an impressive first half without doing too much. His movement caused Charlton some issues. Certainly a player who has a bit of flair. Throw's taken, headed inside by Dobson. Dobson trying to get to the ball again, but can't find Anderson as Cadden goes back to McCart. Low ball will find McAtee. Ball forward, cut out by Thomas. Terrell Thomas, ball down the line is a decent one for Alfie May to chase. McCart watched it all the way, but can only clear behind for a clear out of play, should I say, for a Charlton throw.
Yeah, Charlton have done that well, and they had the opportunity to try and stretch the Barnsley defence in the first half, and they've continued it here in the second.
Thomas back to Hector, goes all the way back to Barry Isted. His long clearance forward. Carney trying to get there, couldn't quite do so, but it falls nicely for Anderson, and now Dobson to Gillespie. He's not afraid of looking for the long ball. Anderson the target, goes over his head. Ramsey will give chase, trying to keep this in play. The ball has just died on the pitch and caught Ramsey out. He did keep it in play, but couldn't subsequently keep possession.
2 Barnsley players for company, and he tried to go around them both, and it was I think it was just Cadden just levered him out of the way to stop him potentially getting Charlton on the front foot near the penalty area. So it was decent defending by Cadden in the end.
Earl takes down the line towards Cole, headed away by Thomas. Barnsley's ball again. Coventry, good pressure on Earl, comes to Carnu, now Coventry again, down the line to Anderson. Shaped across and then took an extra touch, but runs out of room. Barnsley have the goal kick.
I think he did what he wanted to do, he just, the second touch was just a little heavy. He was trying to use that clever footwork that we know he's got. Trying to jink past McCart. Did the first bit well, but then the second touch was just a little too strong.
Barnsley look long. Gillespie trying to meet the high ball. Comes down to Gillespie. Uses Isted. Looks to clear it away towards the halfway line. Now with the header forward. Comes to Ramsey, who controls. Opens his body. A bit of space ahead of him. Looks towards Anderson. It's a good ball, and Anderson looks for the run of May, perhaps. No, takes another touch. Out to the left to Thierry Small. Taking on Williams. Goes on the outside, Small. With the cross towards the far post. Roberts jumps and catches well.
Yeah, got to give Williams a little bit of credit in keeping with Thierry Small there. Just so the cross in the end had to be hung up a little bit rather than drilled in, because he pushed him wide. Maybe Thierry Small might cut back inside next time and use his right.
To Chevigny for Barnsley. Ball forward looking for McAtee. Hector will come to meet the ball as he heads it away. Barnsley has the throw inside their half. Coventry down to Dobson. Ball forward looking for Carnu, headed away by McCart. Coventry with a bit of pressure on Connell's. Anderson now forward towards Carnu. McCart gets a touch on it. Anderson couldn't get to the dropping ball. Barnsley worked the ball nicely to the left-hand side, and Earl, who's got Cadden to his left. Ball down the line, looking for McAtee. Edge of the penalty here, been forced out by Hector. Because the 1-2 O'Connell wasn't expecting it. And Coventry intercepts, and the ball forward towards Alfie May. It's a brilliant one. May's got the pace to get there. Carnu in the penalty area. May needs a bit of support, being held up by Duchevenier. May, Coventry inside, goes further back instead to Dobson. Barnsley get bodies back. But Dobson with the cross in towards Carnu. It's a wonderful cross from George Dobson. McCart didn't get there. Carnu did, but couldn't get his header on target.
Just wonder whether Daniel Carnu didn't believe the ball was going to get to him. It's an inch-perfect cross from George Dobson. I just wonder for a second there if Daniel Carnu thought that McCart was going to beat him to it. Just couldn't direct his hander under the bar.
It's a brilliant ball in from Dobson, who's having a brilliant game. It was an initial ball from Coventry that found May, who's worked great again. In the end, worked a Charlton opportunity. Goal kick's taken and out of play. Yannicks will have the throw on the left-hand side. Gillespie forward to Small. Gillespie gets the ball back under pressure from McAtee. Ball forward, and Terrell Thomas takes no chances and makes the right decision to clear it forward. Ball's with Dobson. Headers towards May. Flicks it on. Anderson will give chase. Anderson gets there for Charlton. Looks for Carnu in the penalty area. Williams turns back and runs out of room. That should be a Charlton corner, and it is.
Excellent.
Anderson will take it quickly.
Quick.
Thierry Small on the left-hand side. Crosses in towards the far post. Russell with the header away. Dobson gets to the ball first, but it's headed away again by Barnsley. Charlton just didn't have enough bodies in the penalty area. And McAtee gets the better of Ramsey. He's got pace to get back and makes the challenge, and does well to prevent a Barnsley attack, but they still have it. Quickly taken by McAtee. Here's Connell. Short to McAtee. Connell once more. Here's Earl. This is a body to guide it past Coventry. Connell with a diagonal ball in the penalty area. Headed down. No chance. That was a penalty. Might have come off the arm of Gillespie. His arm was down by his side. As Ramsey goes back to Terrell Thomas. Ball forward. Looking towards Carnu. Thought Coventry was going to get there, but instead Duchevenier was the man who did, as Earl with the ball forward. Gillespie this time heads it away.
That was unfortunate, and I think Coventry was the favourite to get there as well. I think Daniel Carnu was just trying to leave his man out of the way to let Coventry take it. Coventry thought Carnu was going for it.
Russell under pressure from Coventry. Forward to Williams, being held up by Dobson. Williams back to McCart. Left-hand side now is Earl. Under pressure from Anderson. It's good pressure. Earl's got the ability. Working out wide to Cadden. Glides past Anderson. Will look to take on Ramsey. Cadden keeps the ball in play. There's Cadden again. Inside of Ramsey. Goes on a run. No free kick given. And play will continue, and Ramsey stops, which suggests he thought it might have been a free kick. It's Coventry with the ball forward. McCart's there. Now Earl with a header inside to Russell under pressure from May. A scruffy play, but Barnsley still have possession. There's McCart. Forward to Earl. And Ramsey. Halfway line, good pressure from Carnu, forces the ball back, but still the visitors have possession. Duchevenier under pressure from Carnu. Williams back to Russell. That's a good ball to find Phillips. Phillips will get the ball back, and Charlton caught out. On Barnsley right inside is McAtee. Low ball towards the near post, and Thomas clears it away. And I wonder if McAtee just waited a second longer. There was Phillips making a run from deep. Barnsley still have possession. Throw taken. Williams gets it back. Cross comes off of Dobson, and Gillespie has to clear it away. Charlton under a bit of pressure here. Instead, Barnsley have to go all the way back to Roberts. Roberts clears forward. Hector's underneath this for Charlton. Up towards Anderson, who's a good control. He's got space as well, Corey Anderson. To the left-hand side is Alfie May, who's onside. The Charlton have a chance here themselves. May in the penalty area. Low cross comes off of Chevenier. Charlton will have the corner.
Yeah, he was looking for Carnu. Jerry Small was also tanking up alongside him. In the end, May tried to really tight cross to in between several Barnsley players who have made it back, and just I think the corner was probably the best he was going to get out of that.
May to take. Barnsley with everyone back. Charlton with Ramsey, Hector, Thomas and Gillespie all in the penalty area. Alfie May lost it in the 6-yard box. It's flicked on by Earl. Luckily for Barnsley, Russell's there to clear. It's an awkward one for Coventry. He heads it forward. Ramsey gets his body across, but Russell with the challenge. Barnsley can see possession as Hector plays safe and goes all the way back to Isted in the penalty area. Looks to go long. Carnu the target, but Earl heads forward. Gerald Thomas likewise. Earl with a header forward again. Down to Hector. First time ball looking for Alfie May, who could well be offside if he is going to control. No, he's not. Williams has possession anyway. He's been fouled by Alfie May. No free kick given. As Williams' ball forward. It's picked off by Gillespie. Now Coventry to Thomas. Looks at the ball in the penalty area. Dobson a late runner, but Chevenier is able to clear. Now Earl, as Barnsley will look to attack. Now finds the channel where McAtee makes a good run. Hector steps across. McAtee holds up the ball. Hector does well to just hold him up enough for Charlton to get bodies back, but Earl cuts inside. On the right hand side now is Williams, looking to take on Thierry Small. Goes on the outside of Small. Small stays with him all the way. We'll just clear it out of play. Barnsley will have the throw, and Charlton look like they're going to make a change shortly. It might be Ramsey who makes way, who's not had a lot of football. It became Ramsey to make way, and Edmonds Green will come on for Charlton.
Yeah, not a huge surprise that. No, maybe also that Barnsley have been putting Charlton under a little bit of pressure in the last few minutes, and maybe Nathan Jones just wants to stem that a little bit.
It's promising signs again from Ramsey, that height. And Thierry Small, either side of the likes of May and Carnu, creating opportunities. As an exciting prospect. Tane Watson missing out as well, trying to have decent depth at wing-back area.
His first job is to try and help deal with this long throw coming in from De Gevigny.
Edmonds Green perhaps unlucky to miss the starting team. I don't know if that's down to maybe a little injury he's been carrying in recent weeks, but as you say, Taylor, immediately in to help defend as this throw comes in. Flicked on by McCart, comes down. It's a chance for Connell. It's an awkward chance and it's over the bar.
I think we just about dealt with that. I think it's probably the politest thing you can say about that. Again, just that long throw caused a little bit of panic in there. Charlton just about do enough.
It was flicked on at the near post and it actually came off the knee of Edmonds Green and then cleared away by Thomas, only as far as Connell. Difficult opportunity to get it on target. After what was chance after chance, it seemed like in the first half. Second half's been a little bit more possession based. As Charlton the goal kick comes to McCart, inside to Russell. Under pressure from Anderson. Russell turns away from the Charlton youngster and finds McCart. Ball forward to Connell. Touched it past Thomas and then was looking for the free kick, which the referee wasn't interested in.
More in hope than expectation, I think, that one.
It's been a really good atmosphere around the Valley today. It's been a Charlton performance that so far has pleased the Addicts fans, but they've found themselves under pressure here. Charlton as balls come to Williams on the right hand side. Thierry Small slides in. The ricochet almost came the way of Williams again, but Thierry Small slides in and clears it behind, and then a little fist pump as he got back to his feet. Yeah, he's really enjoying life in SE7.
I think he was hoping and probably deserved the fact that once he got that first channel in, I think he was hoping that that ball would come off Williams and away for a goal kick. He didn't, so he had to make the second one, and he was pumped in doing so.
Cadden with the corner towards the near post. Terrell Thomas gets something on it, but it comes the way of McAtee at the far. All the way back to Williams, inside to Earl. Dobson holds him up for the time being. Dobson gets a touch on the ball. Earl's still there, under pressure from the Charlton captain. Earl's cross comes back off of Dobson. Barnsley will have another corner, this time on their left-hand side.
Good defender from George Dobson.
Phillips is just down off the ball inside the penalty area.
He's holding his head. I wasn't looking there, so I don't see what clash caused that. But you'd expect Charlton to have to withstand a bit of pressure from Barnsley. They're hunting down promotion themselves, so they won't give this up in a hurry.
Cadden, this time a deep corner, looking for McAtee. Ball back in the penalty area. Flicked on by Earl, and Thomas is there again for Charlton, but Barnsley still have possession. With Cadden driven across the edge of the penalty area. Earl controls. Hector gets across, and Terrell Thomas has to clear it away. Williams back towards the penalty area. Cole flicks it on. Thomas away. Still Charlton are unable to get a proper connection on the ball, and Barnsley increase the pressure as Connell to Cadden. Forward to Phillips. Right-footed cross. Hector with the header away. Russell with a header forward. Comes off Coventry, and then Edmonds Green. A good clearance forward, which Alfie May will give chase. McCart under pressure. Clears forward. Anderson with the header. Finds May. Inside to Coventry. Coventry does well to find May again on the right-hand side. May cross towards the penalty area. It's awkward. Chevenier did well to watch it all the way, but May wins it back. Coventry in the penalty area, but Cardew is coming back from an offside position. And the ball goes into the arms of Roberts.
Yeah, Charlton playing on the break on that occasion. Barnsley cranking up the pressure on the Addicks defence. That's great pressure from Cardew.
Cardew forces a wayward kick from Roberts, which almost fell nicely for Corey Anderson. The ball's cleared forward, and Nystad will gather inside the 6-yard box. Rolls it out to Gillespie. Ball down the line looking for Dobson, but slightly wayward.
His first touch is what caused that.
With the throw forward to McAtee. To the right to Phillips. Ball's a good one to find Connell edge of the penalty area. Held up by Thomas. Out to the left to Cadden. Onto his left foot will strike. It comes off Edmonds Green. And behind for a Barnsley corner. It all came from, I said, rolling the ball out to Gillespie on the left. He didn't get the ball initially under control, and then away the ball to find Dobson, who can keep it in play. There's mistakes like that Charlton don't need to cause for themselves. How many times we said that this season?
Yeah, exactly.
Barnsley corner, Cadden to take. Left-footed. Swings it in. Russell gets something on it, but it comes nicely for Daniel Cardew. And Charlton might be tempted with a counter-attack. McAtee with the challenge, but Cardew gets beyond him. Daniel Cardew out to the right to May. It's a good ball, Alfie May. Approaching the penalty area. May onto his right foot, still with it, May. Connell stayed with him all the way, and it's a good block. The central midfielder. May gets the ball back. Lays it off for Edmonds Green. Inside to Coventry. Now Anderson in space. Back to Edmonds Green as Barnsley get a lot of bodies back. As we played 63 minutes, still Charlton 1, Charlton 2, Barnsley 1. There's Gillespie forward to Thierry Small. Cuts inside Williams, who just gets a toe to the ball. Falls nicely to Phillips. Uses Chevenier. Wayward ball though from the Barnsley centre half. Here's Connor Coventry. And then movement ahead of him. Edmonds Green is now on the ball for Charlton. Looks to switch the play across towards Thierry Small. Williams' clearance comes back off of Small, who gets beyond Williams inside the penalty area. Thierry Small with the cross, and Earl clears it away. And again, Charlton just lacking numbers in the penalty area. It's Gillespie down to Anderson. It's an awkward ball back to Dobson, and Russell makes the challenge. Barnsley with no one ahead of him, and Anderson takes one for the team after his mistake and will get booked for doing so.
Yeah, it's frustrating. As you say, the initial break attack when Cardew found May, you thought Alfie May just needed to find that space. Got to give defender credit for stopping him getting the shot away, and you might see Chukwuemeka coming on. A few tired bodies in there at the minute as free kicks taken quickly.
Anderson was booked for the challenge. Williams to McCart. Charlton change incoming. It's just going to be the one at the moment. As Cadden looks to take on Edmonds Green. Earl goes on the overlap. Opens the space for Cadden to swing it in, but he's put too much on that as Phillips makes a run from midfield. Now the play goes for a Charlton goal kick.
Here comes the change. Chixanike coming on.
It'll be interesting to see who for. Imagine it won't be May who's eyeing up his hat-trick. Corner's been a willing runner.
I wonder if
maybe just want a little bit more physicality up top of the Addicts.
Maybe dropping May into midfield. Anderson hasn't played a lot of minutes recently. But it is Daniel Carnick.
Corner's going to make way. Had a chance second half with the header, but again it's the work rate that gets him this round of applause. He's a player who's certainly deserved continued opportunities he's been getting. And on comes Chixanike. And we know what he can do. Instead was tempted with the short goal kick, but instead will push players on now. They've got that option of Anike, who's replaced Carnu up top for height. This goal kick is taken. It's over the head of Anike and over the head of McCart as well, as goalkeeper comes out to the edge of the penalty area and clears it away. Anderson gets the ball under control. Out to the left to Small. Ball goes beyond Gillespie and Hector. Ball forward. Russell's header. There's Gillespie again. Strong header. Forward to Chevigny with the header. Bundles into Anderson, who's felt the consequence of that.
Yeah, I don't know if that was an awkward fall or whether or not Chevigny's knee connected with the midriff of Anderson, but he's certainly feeling pain down there. It's clumsy rather than anything else, I think, from the Barnsley number 6.
Does give Charlton the opportunity to have a breather, and it's things like having that breather that, again, maybe a bit more of an experienced side might have, or an experienced player might have just given Charlton a couple of minutes, because Barnsley, while they haven't tested Harry Rice in the second half, have had moments where he's been so open, they've been trying to attack. Here's the challenge, which has forced Anderson to fall on the floor. I think it might have been a knee in the side, which has caused a little bit of pain for the Charlton youngster.
Barnsley have had us under pressure a little bit. Charlton have withstood that and withstood it well. And of course we offer a threat going in the opposite direction. So hopefully that might play into our hands if we can expose Barnsley again. We've already done it twice. And now with Chixanike on there, who's chomping at the bit, I suspect, to get at that Barnsley defence. But they are making a change, the visitors.
Earl to make way. Corey O'Keefe to come on. We'll have a change in the commentary box as well once there's other substitutions made, as Sam Cosgrove looks the other one to come on. O'Keefe actually a right wing back. Let's see if that means Williams will drop into the back three. Cosgrove is on and Russell's off.
Might see Cosgrove leading the line, and then with McAtee and Cole just behind him, or they might just go full 3 up front. We'll see.
68 minutes now played. I'll hand you over to Terry Smith to lead commentate for the second half.
Cheers, Greg. Certainly Barnsley have rolled the dice, putting an extra forward on. Charlton will restart with a throw. Anderson still looking worse for wear after that collision with Dijavenier. But he's up on his feet, making his way to the sideline. Interesting to see whether he can carry on. I think the word is that he's okay. And Charlton briefly down to 10 men as Gillespie prepares to take this throw in for the Addicts. Not quite halfway inside the Barnsley half on the left. Towards the covered end. Throw goes down the line. It's gone beyond Anike, headed away by Dijavenier, up towards Cole. Dawson gets something on it, but Cole then sends it forward. Gillespie with the interception, but it's away for a Barnsley throw. So Anderson has to wait 30 seconds before he's allowed back. Barnsley take the throw. Crossing into the middle to McCart. Bringing it forward, McCart, space to run into. To his left is Kedden. Cuts inside Edmonds Green. Back across and into the feet of De Gevigné. To his right-hand side is Williams. Anderson back on. Williams goes out to Phillips. Ball into the middle to Cole. Tracked all the way by Hector, and Cole forced backwards. It'll be picked up by Cadden. Goes back to McCart. Cadden once more. This time inside to Connell. Switches it into the middle. That's a loose touch from Williams, and Anike got something on it, and Dobson will pursue it, but I think De Gevigné might get there first, and does. Blind ball forward, which is headed away by Gillespie. Picked up by Coventry. Ball out to the left, and Dobson, who's got May away and available on the right-hand side. May into the penalty area on his left foot, trying to curl it in off the post. Anike trying to follow up, heads it over the bar.
Inches away. The centre-half is expecting May to go onto his right foot. The great ball from Dobson, but this touch just opens up a bit of space. McCart shows him onto that left foot, and then May's not afraid to go for goal. That would have been a brilliant way to get your hat-trick, and Anike not too far away from scoring the rebound.
Out the other end, a Cosgrove flick on momentarily causes problems for Charlton, headed away, but it's with Cadden on the left-hand side. There's ball into the box. Hector gets something on it, a knee, I think. Deflects out to Phillips. Further to the right-hand side. Touch into Phillips once more. Ball into the box. It's a header from Cole. Came off his shoulder afterwards, I think, and over the bar.
And that's a good chance as well. Barnsley are really going for this now. They're leaving Anike and May up top against their two centre-halves, and Williams is pushing on. Cadden is pushing on, and it's the first time cross towards Cole, who takes up a good spot between Hector and Thomas. And for a player who scored 17 league goals this season, he should be scoring that, or at least hitting the target. He'd be disappointed. But this is where Charlton just got to watch out. It's great that you might have opportunities in the counter-attack, like we had that from May. But equally, as soon as that ball goes forward, you have to get one of your strikers back as it stands.
Oh, Anike does really well from the Gillespie header to shield his man, and he's in possession. He's got May to his left in the penalty area. Alfie May holds the ball up, and he's offside. Saying no, it's the linesman's flag that stopped Charlton in their tracks.
Yeah, that's the only thing he's done wrong today. I thought he was, again, his first viewing, but I thought he was offside watching it live. As Anike brought that ball forward, May just took his eye off the line. It's a shame because there's a bit of space opening up. This is very much stick or twist now for Charlton. They have that front two up top who are capable of scoring goals, and chances will open themselves up, but equally Barnsley have the capabilities down the other end.
Well, the goal kick forward, Cosgrove making a nuisance of himself with Hector, but it allowed then Gillespie just to cushion the header back to Harry Eisted. Certainly a physical presence now. Cosgrove up top for Barnsley, which Charlton have to deal with.
Yeah, McAtee's just now gone slightly deeper, so Cosgrove and Cole's up top together.
Well, Eisted slipped from the goal kick, but it fell fortunately to Gillespie, who sent it down the line. May will pursue it. Williams gets there first, clears it upfield. It's a flick on from O'Keefe, but straight to Dobson. Switches it across to Edmonds Green, trying to cushion header into the path of Anderson. McCart there guides it back to his keeper, who sends it first time forward. Hector comes out of defence and heads it forward. Good header as well. Anike holding the ball up. Well, like it might have been foul, but Anderson is on hand to pick it up for Charlton. To his left is Small. Still Anderson on possession. Tees up Small now on the left. Trying to keep it in, he can't. Should be able to play for a goal kick.
Again, Corey Anderson just taking too many touches. That ball needs to be earlier for Small to come and meet it. He was then trying to stay onside, and that allowed O'Keefe to get back. But the space is really opening up now. It's going to be a frantic final 17 minutes or so.
Schwinner goes back to his keeper, having got the ball on the edge of the 6-yard box, which caused momentary panic for Barnsley, but they got away with it. Ball up to Cosgrove. That's a loose pull back from Cosgrove under pressure. He's put it out of play for a Charlton throw, 12 yards away from the corner flag.
He's under pressure. He had more space than he actually realised. He was on his weaker left foot, but he did the hard work. In my opinion, could have taken another touch.
Throwing to Charlton. Edmonds Green forward to take it. on this right-hand side, looking for options. Anderson and May are both there, as is Coventry. It's gone to Anderson. A touch back to Edmonds Green. Trying to make space. It's a ball inside to Dobson. Dobson has got Gillespie to his left. Gets it again, the Charlton captain. Dobson lifts it forward to Anderson. It's a good ball. Anderson lets it run to Edmonds Green. He's got Anderson running ahead of him. Anderson turns, gets the ball across. Oh, and it just takes a deflection off of McCart, and Barnsley can clear it away. And it had to be a push in the back from Cosgrove, surely. Nothing given. And then Terrell Thomas ends up winning the ball back anyway. Anderson sends Terrell Thomas, right corner of the penalty area. Ball into the box, lifted over everybody. Thierry Small sees the ball sail over his head. O'Keefe will pick it up for Barnsley. Back to Williams. Williams does a little 1-2. O'Connell touches it into the path of Williams, who's sending the ball forward, looking for McAtee, and he's gone beyond the Charlton defence. McAtee and into the area. Hector back there. McAtee goes to ground, and then the shot coming in from Cole. It has to be a goal kick, and it is.
Yeah, I didn't think that one was. I think he loses balance. There is slight contact from Hector. Oh, McAtee's just.
Did he just headbutt?
Yeah, he's just threw his head into Hector. He has to be careful there, McAtee. I mean, you can understand his annoyance, but has to be careful there. He gets the wrong side again of the Charlton defence. Edmonds Green comes back and Hector comes back. We'll just see if there's any contact. Oh, there's a slight clip of the heels perhaps by Hector, but I do feel that McAtee's off balance as soon as that ball goes over the top and he's trying to get back. It's just whether there's enough contact there. But you just see here, I don't know why Hector's holding him there, but you just see McAtee there. It's a slight little
head in. Lucky boy. Head. I mean, yes, Hector's got his arm up by his throat, which isn't a good thing either, but he's lucky nobody saw that.
He's going to get booked. I think it will be a yellow card. I mean, Hector deserves to get booked for his reaction. Maybe McAtee's lucky that second. I mean, it's still an attempted headbutt, shall we say? So he's perhaps lucky to find himself only with a yellow card. But again, Charlton themselves are lucky. That could have been a penalty. It was clumsy. Was it enough? Is one for the studio to discuss. I thought the one in the first half of Hector was a clear penalty. That one, there is contact from Hector and McAtee. It's just whether McAtee was going down before that and lost his footing. Need to see it again numerous times, slow down.
Goal kick from Eisted in the end. And referee, having allowed the goal kick to be taken, now decides that he should have been allowing the substitution to be taken. And Devante Cole going off. Coming on is Fabio Jallo. Harry Eisted can now take the goal kick.
It's been a really enjoyable game, this hotel, hasn't it? Been a really good game.
It's still edge of the seat stuff as Eisted gets the goal kick away. Dujovenier heads it forward. Terrell Thomas meets it and heads it towards Alfie May, who brings it down superbly and then lifts it over the keeper and just over the bar as well. Inventive from Alfie May, looking for his third. Not quite getting there.
It feels like it's coming, doesn't it, Tel? It really does. There's a slight pull back just before he goes to this, but he catches it really well.
Well, we know he's got it in his locker. He scores all sorts of goals, does Alfie May.
Well, I actually think that one in the first half, that for his seconds, probably his best goal on a Charlton shirt, but he's still due an absolute screamer, isn't he?
Hector deals with it, goal kick forward and sends it into the right-hand corner, and Alfie May will pursue it. The wind holds it up, and Alfie May will get there. Sort of rolls around his back, but he still manages to keep hold of the ball. Alfie May stumbles and gets the ball back to Edmonds Green. Ball into the feet of Coventry. Sends Alfie May to the right. Alfie May looks up. Still got Edmonds Green in support behind. Coventry also on hand. Dobson takes over, gives the ball back to Coventry. Looking for an incisive pass. Goes out to Edmonds Green. Slightly loose touch, but Edmonds Green gets the ball into Alfie May. Alfie May, lovely ball into the box. Coventry makes the run, goes past the keeper, and the offside flag comes up. Could he have left it to Chukwuemeka? Was he onside? Maybe we'll tell by the replay. But Coventry flagged, but he couldn't go past the keeper and put the ball in the net anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we won't be able to tell from this angle, but I don't think both of them are offside.
It was a tight call, no question about that.
I think Coventry's had a really good second half, Tel. Him and Dobson in midfield have done really well, been tidy, picked up the pieces. Dobson's been a bit more here. But yeah, I mean, that is tight. That is really tight. Enike's not offside. I don't think Coventry was. I mean, he's missed anyway, so nothing would have come of it, but I don't think both players were offside there.
From the goal kick, or free kick rather, it's headed away, and then Enike gets clattered into the back of. Charlton will have a free kick. A couple of yards inside the Barnsley half on the left. Gillespie preparing to take it. Enike moves forward. Terrell Thomas has stayed forward as well. McAtee coming back to Marshall. Terrell Thomas sent in that direction as well. McAtee and Thomas will battle, but it runs through to Mayo, and he just couldn't get it under control. But he'll pick up the loose ball in the right-hand corner. Gets it inside to Terrell Thomas. Edmonds Green behind, sends the ball into the box. And Enike gets something. Did that come off Williams? No, I don't think it did. And Enike had time and space, but he couldn't guide his header goalwards.
I'd like to have seen him attack that ball as it comes in. It's Alfie May again. I didn't give credit to May for that chance just now, where it all came through him, but he's just waiting for the ball to come across. It's a hard header.
Yeah, it was probably pressure from Williams.
Yeah, there's enough pressure. Great ball in from Edmonds Green. Charlton just need this third. It'll kill the game. The Charlton goal will kill the game.
Oh, we've got just under 9 minutes of normal time remaining for Charlton to try and do exactly that. It's a goal kick to Barnsley. That sends it forward, looking for Cosgrove. Battles with Gillespie, gets something on it. Tidied up by Coventry, but it's a poor ball, sorry, by Dobson rather. Poor ball back to Hector, who's had to put it out of play. Quick throw from Barnsley. On the Charlton left-hand side, it's a good foot in from Gillespie on Jarlow. Clears it away long. Ball drifts out of play before it can find Enike. It'll be a Barnsley throw. Taken back to Williams, out to O'Keefe. Ball into the box looking for Cosgrove. Hector's there though. Brings it down and then sends it away up towards Enike again. That's a lovely touch inside to Dobson. And then a block from Dijavigné stopped Dobson finding Enike. Barnsley have it back. Ball forward to Cosgrove. Now the left to Jarlow, but he couldn't control that, and Dobson takes over. And, might be obstruction here from on Dobson because he's sandwiching the ball between his legs. And that's what the referee's given.
I thought he might have been fouled in the first place by Jarlow, but what I'm noticing when Barnsley have possession is Alfie May just taking up a spot between McCart and Cadden. There's so much space there, and when Charlton get it quickly, May's just drifting on into that space and no one's following him. So anytime Charlton get the ball, I'd like them just to go long into that right-hand channel, which we've seen a couple of times in the last 5 minutes or so, but Barnsley are playing a risky game now. They're really going for it.
So keep into the box, headed clear up towards Alfie May. Can he touch it into Enike's path? They tried to go past Connell and it didn't work. And Jarlow will take over. It's good tracking back from May, and Jarlow fouls him, and then Connell kicks the ball into Alfie May's face, which won't please the Charlton striker.
Everything has revolved around Alfie May this afternoon, hasn't it? He loses the ball, wins it back, wins inside a free kick. And Connell just has a little playful. He probably could have got booked for that, Connell, actually.
Well, you get booked for kicking the ball away, but not for kicking it into somebody's face. Which I think Alfie May is just explaining to the referee. The referee taking no notice whatsoever.
If Alfie May scored in the first 5 minutes of, let's say, every 3 games, because he just has so much confidence when he does that. That's why he has these spells where he just looks unplayable. Today he's looked unplayable.
It's good control from Enike from the Istead free kick, and he's another free kick. Puts Enike under pressure from 3 Barnsley players. Puts the ball down and having a little confrontation as he gets up with O'Keefe.
Barnsley getting frustrated. Barnsley are getting frustrated. So, I mean, you understand it. They are going for the win.
Little touch from May into the path of Small. Out to the left is Dobson. Gets it on his right foot, swings it in. It's a deep one. It should be comfortable for Roberts, and it is in his 6-yard box, and then rolls it out to Phillips, who's in space on the Barnsley left, over halfway, bringing it forward. Anderson trying to track him back. Ball inside to Cosgrove. May tracking back, gets something on it, but Barnsley still have it with Cadden. Backing inside to Connell. McCart looking for options left and right. Can only go backwards to Javigny in the centre circle. Also looking for options. Ball forward to Connell in space for Barnsley, who lifts it into the penalty area. It's a deep one. Jarlow's getting there and trying to touch it back to Cosgrove. Hexter on hand to clear it away for Charlton.
Yeah, lucky that Jarlow's left-footed, I think. So as that ball comes across, a right-footer would have probably gone for goal. Instead, he's used his outside of his left to try and guide it back into the penalty area. You can't leave Connell in that much space. Anderson needs to get tight to him.
Another long throw coming in from Javigny. Towards the Charlton 6-yard box. Cosgrove beaten by Gillespie. Comes out to O'Keefe, who's lining up a shot. It takes a deflection. Fortunately, that deflection took it straight into Isted's hands.
Yeah, well played, Dobson again. As you say, that just took all the sting off the ball. Dobson, O'Keefe did have an option to his right, and that's where I think Thierry Small was going, but Dobson had the awareness to get back and block the shot.
Jarlow standing in front of Isted, who still gets his clearance away. Anike chasing this down. Who did that come off last? And the referee decides it came off Anike last and not Javigny.
Anike made it very obvious because he looked to the sky in frustration before the decision was even given. We seem to have a habit of doing that. Need a bit of you out there, Till. A bill for everything.
Fair.
That's not a dig. That's a compliment.
I'll take it. Charlton will make the change, and Terrell Thomas has gone down in the centre circle. I don't know if this is the change because of an injury to Terrell Thomas, or will Charlton have to change something here? It looks like it's Backinson who's preparing to get ready, but they might have to change something here, Charlton, if Terrell Thomas is... and look, you could bring Edmonds Green into the centre, of course.
Yeah, I just tried to lip read Curtis Fleming on our screen here. It looked like he was saying to Corey Anderson, you go to right wing back with Edmonds Green tucking into right-sided centre-half. That's what it looked like. I'm not an expert lip reading, but it certainly looked like he was making that instruction towards Anderson, who's having a word with the dugout while Thomas receives treatment, which is a bit of concern. I think Thomas has had a good game.
Yeah, I agree. I think Charlton are going to persist with the change with Backinson, so Edmonds Green will almost certainly come into the middle.
And the problem is it's such an attacking bench. He could bring on Campbell or Lualua to play right wing back, but then they're not defensive minded. At least Anderson has...
Backinson has height as well, which will assist.
I think Backinson will come into the midfield area and just offer that other extra bit of protection, but also, as you say, but a bit of height, but also the legs, the energy, a new bit of energy to try and close down the likes of Connell. We're going to have a lot of stoppage. I mean, if it was four at the end of the first half, well, there wasn't much.
I do think Campbell is coming on as well. Terrell Thomas is definitely going off. And coming on is Backinson. Therese Campbell's also out there. So I'm wondering if Corey Anderson will come off, although he's not making any moves to do so. Therese Campbell will come on though. Just waiting for the fourth official, and it is for Alfie May. There won't be a hat-trick for Alfie May this afternoon, but he's certainly contributed to what's been a great display here at the Valley. Anderson has come across to the right-hand side.
I think this is just to give a little bit of protection for Corey Anderson, and Campbell will play advance, but I think he'll just drop ever so slightly deeper. But a word for Alfie May, player of the match by
yeah, I mean,
probably the easiest man of the match we'll have to ever give, but although we don't have to do it. But Alfie May was outstanding today. It all stemmed from the first couple of minutes. There was a long ball in the air, about a 40-yard pass, and he controlled it. And ever since then, he just looked like a player who was going to score a couple today.
Barnsley trying to play it out of defensive, run into trouble here, and it's a touch from Small into Campbell, across to the second centre and Coventry, back out to Thierry Small on the left. Small, edge of the penalty area, lifts it in. Backinson trying to get there, heads it up in the air. A combination of him and McCart. It's in the end comfortable for Roberts, who rolls it out. Ball sent forward beyond Anderson. McAtee runs into the channel. Ball into the box, is hanging up in the air. Cosgrove with a header. Couldn't get over the top of it. And his header goes harmlessly into the Jimmy Seed.
It's a really intelligent ball from Connell. He's aware that Anderson's come over to right wing back, but looking at that chance, that's a brilliant ball from Coventry. It's one of those passes that no one else on the pitch saw towards Thierry Small. Did the right thing, trying to find Backinson at the far post, who's got the height to do so. to challenge for it. It was unlucky how that happened, but Charlton have to be mindful of this right-hand side. I'd be almost tempted to say, I may even suggest that Dobson comes over to this side for the remainder of this match and say to Coventry, you take up the rest of the pitch, but Dobson just alongside Anderson, almost like a 2-1 against McAtee.
Oh, Anike judged to be fouling Vignier. And Barnsley have a free kick to the left here on McCart. Campbell comes across, ball out to Cadden. A little bit of space, Cadden. McAtee outside of him. McAtee, Atkinson comes across. Jinks past him, ball into the box. A dangerous one, and it needed Eyster to come out and punch it clear. But it only clears as far as Williams. Behind him, Phillips. Phillips, ball into the box. The edge of the box at least, looking for O'Keefe. 8 minutes of added time here. As Barnsley go backwards to De Gevigny. Back out right to Williams. Cuts inside. Small. It's cleared away by Gillespie before Phillips can get on the end of it. And Anike is charging down that left-hand side and does really well. And he gets to the ball, but he won't be able to keep this in, I think. Can't quite catch up with it before it goes out of play. But lung-busting run from Chukwuemeka. And Barnsley take the goal kick quickly into De Gevigny. He's got McCart to his left. Campbell cutting that off, so he goes back the other way to Williams. Williams on the right-hand side, just coming up to halfway. Anike for company. Ball inside to Connell. He's got Cadden on the left. He lifts the ball over the top, looking for Jarlow, and he's got beyond the backline Jarlow, but the offside flag is up, despite the fact that he buried it into the right-hand corner.
That's a brilliant finish. Outstanding finish from the young man, but before he even finished, assistant referee flagged. Impossible to tell from where we are. You see as this ball comes forward, Jarlow. Yeah, it looks like he is. It looks like he's half a yard off. But it's the type.
It's an unstoppable shot, mind. He's passed it up to an Anike. There's a foot in from Connell rather. Dobson challenging, gets a foot in as well. Small gets something on it, but Connell again picks it up for Barnsley. Backinson touches it beyond O'Keefe, and Hector is able to tidy up for Charlton. Looking for an out ball. Anike provides it. Will he be offside, Chukwuemeka? He's sort of trying to hold his run, and he has stayed onside. Chukwuemeka holding the ball in the left-hand corner. Williams for company. Still Chukwuemeka, good footwork. 3 Charlton players there now. One of them is Terry Small, who goes down under some pressure, but I think the ball had already gone out of play for a throw-in. It's quickly taken by Barnsley, although the referee not happy with that. He's going to book somebody here. Not sure who he's booking. Who's he booking? Is it Terry Small for holding on to the ball?
For holding on to the ball. Although in fairness to Small, I think he actually thought it was Charlton's ball.
Should we start with the throw into Barnsley? Thrown into Phillips. Dobson for company. Back to Williams. Williams goes past Dobson, who drags him down and fouls him, and he'll get a booking as well, the Charlton captain.
Williams should get booked for dissent as well.
He's moving ball down, which Barnsley aren't at all happy with it.
Well, in fairness to Williams, he wanted play to continue because the ball came past and he still had space to bring it forward. The yellow card doesn't really do much for Barnsley at this stage.
Switches it over to McAtee. He's holding the ball up. Ball inside, blocked by Coventry. He's trying to send Campbell on his way beyond McCart. McCart will just get there first. It's an awkward ball back to his keeper, who takes the touch. Campbell's still down. Is that a penalty? Yes, it is. Campbell got there first. Roberts in all sorts of trouble. Tried to beat him to it, and all he did was end up bringing down the Charlton winger. And the Addicts have a penalty.
Brilliant from Tyrese Campbell. That's what you want as a substitute with fresh legs. It's all about him. He forces the pressure, it's a wayward ball back, and Campbell just gets the touch to the ball. Roberts is always struggling. And Tyrese Campbell's won his side a penalty, and Chukwuemeka has the opportunity to kill the game.
Well, O'Keefe still complaining to the ref, I think, from what happened before. I don't think anybody can complain about the penalty. Chukwuemeka is the man to take it. We've gone over the allotted 8 by some distance, and the 94th minute.
Still got another 40.
Is it? No, 94. What am I looking at? Why am I looking at my watch instead of my stopwatch? But it is Anike. Steps forward, drills it, and it's saved to the left-hand side by Roberts. And the Addicts don't put the game to bed, but we have a corner.
That's a brilliant save from Roberts, makes amends. Anike hits it with power, but it's low, and Roberts with his left hand, that's a brilliant save from the keeper. He stepped up. I thought he was going to convert. Credit to Roberts, that.
Well, the referee's
tremendous save, and Barnsley are still in this game.
The referee's going out to the Barnsley bench. And the fourth official has obviously alerted him to something, and somebody is getting sent off from the Barnsley bench.
Yeah,
that's the manager, is it?
No, it's not the manager. It's a member of the assistant. I like the fact that the steward has to keep pace with him here.
Is that John Stead? I think it is, isn't it?
I think you're right, yeah. John Stead,
one of the coaches.
Steward's winning this race. Go on, Steward. Go on. No, Stead's back ahead.
Yeah, he's lost a yard of pace, clearly.
No.
So, Charlton, an opportunity to put it to bed, have a corner. As we're into the 6th minute of added time. 2.5 to go. Backinson over this corner. This isn't going in the box, I'm pretty sure of it. Anike's close by, and it's rolled to Anike, holding the ball up. Put out a play by Connell. Pushes over, tricks Anike. Now Cadden trying to get involved. Backinson ushering him away.
If he's just booked McAtee, which I don't think he has, I think he's meant to do that to Connell, but McAtee's already been booked by my account. I
think it was Connell who did the push.
I think it's Connell he booked, yeah. Well, he pointed it towards Connell. Sorry, towards McAtee, which confused me for a second. What a brilliant game this has been, Tell. Listen to that covered end. That penalty would have killed the game, but the fans are still singing. There's a replay of it. It's Anike. Connell there. And
are we restarting with a throw or a free kick? I'm not entirely sure. It's a throw.
Yeah, Anike did the most to make sure that Connell was going to get in the book, put it that way, if you saw that replay.
Backinson throws it to Anike. Cogan with the foot in, but can only put it back out of play for Charlton throw by the corner flag. Backinson looks up at the scoreboard, sees there's a minute and a bit left of added time, officially at least. Backinson with the throw.
We'll get another 2 added to this.
Yeah, I thought so, wouldn't it? Coventry also there, tries to throw it into Anike, who's done really well to win it back for Charlton, and he's bringing it towards the edge of the penalty area, and then that had to be a foul, surely. He put it out of play for a goal kick, but looked like he was taken out in the process, and Barnsley, though, take the goal kick quickly. A super work from Therese Campbell to chase Williams all the way. Barnsley still have possession, though, with Connell. Back to Dujavigny. Again, Campbell putting him under pressure. Dujavigny will go long. Hector comes out and heads it away. Comes off the feet of O'Keefe. I'm not sure what's been given
there. Free kick given. Campbell with the late challenge on Dujavigny. There wasn't much in it, but it was a foul. This could well be the last. I don't think it will. I think another minute will be added at least because of the penalty and scuffle, and assistant manager getting sent off as well.
Roberts, the goalkeeper, sends it towards the Charlton penalty area. Headed in by McCart, cleared away by Gillespie. Connell picks it up for Barnsley. Little touch to McAtee. Great challenge from Anderson, and he wins the ball for Charlton. Super work from Karoy Anderson. Will take this to the right-hand corner flag. Had the option to give it to Therese Campbell through the middle. Chose against it. Holds possession up. Back to Coventry. Coventry lifts it towards Backinson, who will almost certainly be offside, I think, yeah. No, nothing given. Backinson, though, runs out of play instead. It's a throw-in to Barnsley by their corner flag. Down the line it goes. Anderson meets it. Headers into Anike. Little touch into Backinson. Backinson goes for the shot. Scuffs it wide. Goal kick. 47 seconds over the time as Roberts sends the ball away up towards Cosgrove. Hold up in the wind, and then Cosgrove inexplicably passes it to Chukwuemeka, who's in on the penalty area. Will he take a shot? Chukwuemeka, he does, drills it low, saved down to his left hand side by Roberts. Anike back on it in the penalty area. Takes it past McCarthy and goes down fairly theatrically. It'll be a goal kick.
Surely now. No, we still play on.
Connell gets it off his keeper. Goes right to O'Keefe. Small comes across. O'Keefe still in possession on halfway. Brings it across the pitch into the centre circle. Backinson challenges. Goes out to Jarlow on the right-hand side. Looked like it might have gone out of play, nothing given. Dobson with a foot in, wins it back for Charlton, and then Small just slams it forward and out of play for a Barnsley throw.
Surely now. That's a minute and a half.
2 minutes have added so far. O'Keefe. Campbell with a foot in. It'll be a Barnsley throw.
I mean, I've enjoyed this match, Tel, but I wouldn't mind it finishing now.
Williams down the line. Jarlow gets something on it. Coventry clears it away. It'll be another throw to Barnsley. And there's the final whistle. And Charlton have got the victory. Far too many draws in the 10 unbeaten. Probably for Nathan Jones's liking, but he's got the victory here at the Valley. A 2-1 victory, courtesy of Alfie May. We got the game underway with the first goal on 19 minutes with a penalty, with a free kick rather. It was levelled from the penalty spot by Phillips on the half-hour mark, and then Alfie May got his second and the goal of the game to put Charlton in the lead. There's still ructions going on between Barnsley and Charlton players. Mainly Hector and O'Keefe on the edge of the penalty area. It's all happening. It was a game that had just about everything, and it's still going on the pitch. Players coming across. I think Hector's trying to be peacemaker, and O'Keefe's not having any of it. So plenty for the studio to talk about as the Addicts register a victory here at the Valley, and to go over the full 90 and everything else beside it. We hand you back to that studio and to Charlotte.
So Charlton become just the second side to beat Barnsley on the road after 3 draws in concession. It's 3 points, which makes Charlton hit that 50-point marker, an all-important marker. And alongside that, it sets a bit of a marker as well for what Charlton could go on to achieve next season, taking victory against playoff hopefuls. And Ali, arguably taking Barnsley out of any shouts of automatic promotion, you'd say as well.
Yeah, for sure. It's been coming for them for a few weeks. Their performances have just got less and less confident. I find their approach to the game, I mean, I admire it to an extent. It's incredibly attacking. You know, from the first minute of the second half, they were only leaving 1 or 2 players back, and Charlton had so many opportunities on the break they could have made more of. And Barnsley have got a bit of soul searching to do. They will be in the playoffs, I'm pretty sure of that, but playing like that, it doesn't seem to me to suit a sort of tight knockout football. So really, really good win for Charlton. I think, you know, this extended unbeaten run, it might not have been the most exciting with all the draws, but suddenly you add a few wins to it. The points tally looks a little bit smarter, and this feeling of positivity, of building, can continue.
Kevin, it certainly was an exciting 90 minutes. We had no goals in the second half, but it didn't really feel like that. There were so many talking points. It was entertaining and arguably could have been slightly more comfortable had we converted that penalty.
Yeah, they did that. They had 2 good chances as well. But yeah, listen, we all take penalties, we all miss penalties, but there's a real togetherness about this team at the moment. I think we spoke about is it 9 games, 10 games unbeaten there, and to do that is a massive achievement. And you have to do that. You have to do that collectively as a team. And I think we're doing that. And you look at our defensive now. We look a lot more comfortable towards the ending of games, whereas me and you have sat here before after games, and we almost knew that goal was going to come, and you see 8 minutes come up and you think, okay, they're going to score. It's a different feeling today. 8 minutes went up and I still was quite confident that we were going to win this game. We see the old chair here. He came off injured. He came off injured, didn't he? That's ridiculous. He came off injured. What is he doing? Like, he came off injured. Like, don't do that.
I'm interested to see if Alfie May can stay on his feet this time.
I think we all are. With bated breath. That's how you do it, Al. And that is a performance worthy of someone winning the Golden Boot this season, Ali. So much that was impressive about his game, his tracking back, his defensive duties, the assists that he was providing, but of course the strikes as well, and almost completing the perfect hat-trick. What did you make of him this afternoon?
He was incredible, and we spent most of the second half talking about how much we love him and what a wonderful player he is. And while we were doing that, he was tracking back and winning tackles when the team needed him to. He was being selfless and making runs into the channels when everyone else looked a bit knackered. He was playing with a smile on his face, getting involved with the opposition at times as well. It was just a virtuoso performance, and I just wish that left-footed shot had gone in rather than hit the bar.
Isn't he?
Yeah.
You watch him and you see him. What was he? 30, 31, running, closing people down at the end. If you're a teammate and you see him run past you, you're like, well, if he's doing it, I have to do it. He's got 20 odd goals and he's still working hard to ensure that the team get the 3 points, as we spoke about off air. If most strikers, if you've got 2 goals, you're sort of staying up front and you're waiting for that one opportunity.
Would you like to say everyone what you said off air, Kevin?
Listen, he's got a chance. He's got a chance of putting his marker down and getting a hat trick against a really good team, and he puts the team before himself. And that's really it's a really good trade for a striker to have. I said I probably wouldn't do that. I would be waiting for that one opportunity to get my hat trick. But it just sums up his character, the fact that he's doing all that work off the ball as well.
The music is blaring out around the valley. The feel-good factor has gone up a notch. We would love to hear from you wherever you're watching from. Get in contact with us in the studio via WhatsApp. I can pose your questions to Ali and Kev. Let us know who your standout players were, because whilst it was an afternoon that will be dedicated in part to Alfie May's goals, for the fact that today was our Valley Gold and Academy Day as well, our youngsters really shone, Ali, and I know you were looking forward to seeing them in action, so tell me, what did you make of them?
Yeah, really impressed with Karoy Anderson. Clearly, like any player of his age, you'd hope that there will be some improvements technically as he gets used to the hustle and bustle of a game in the third tier and hopefully above. But, you know, without the ball, his tenacity, his ability to snap into challenges and win the ball cleanly and come out the other side with the ball and carry it, it was a really, really impressive display. He won the free kick that May scored, and then obviously Tyrese coming off the bench and putting in such a good shift to win the penalty, which wasn't scored. Even Terrell Thomas, I know he came through the academy a while before the other two, but it was an important part of this display. So really enjoyed watching those guys play, and I know that Thierry Small didn't come through the academy. First time seeing him in the flesh, and I can see why the fans have taken to him, because another infectious character and a hard-working player with quality.
I feel like the stadium has transitioned from being a football ground into a nightclub.
We've got someone just skated past us. I felt like there was someone that just skated past.
It's a party mood, isn't it? And Kev, on a more serious note, I think talking to Nathan last week, he really wanted to get that 3 points against Stevenage to then be able to say, okay, I think we're safe now and building towards the future. Performances like that are really encouraging, aren't they? Because to me, and I've said it many times on this show when we've come up against sides pushing for automatic promotion, I look at our squad, the talent in it, and how we're 16th, I don't quite know. Lots to be positive for next season out of today. Yeah,
I feel if we had Nathan from the beginning of the season, we would be in a completely different position in terms of playoffs and trying to fight for promotion. We are where we are. It just makes it a little bit more disappointing, the fact that the season's coming to an end and there's nothing to play for when you watch performances like that. And we spoke about Anderson today, and I thought he was unbelievable. He was absolutely unbelievable. He was everywhere, and I felt at times he was the difference between the two teams. Now, this is his first season. If he comes back, as we spoke about, and he bulks up a little bit, and with that experience of playing this season, I expect him to be a big part of this club, and bringing the 2 or 3 more players added onto this squad. I'm looking forward to next season. Hopefully we can push.
Ali, can I get your thoughts on our midfield? Because I think when you have a captain like George Dobson, who is so consistent, produces performance after performance for us, he can go a little bit under the radar because those are the standards he's set. I think when Connor Coventry came in, there was a little bit of discourse about how those two could play alongside each other, if they could play alongside each other. I know what my opinion is. What's yours?
Well, I think I certainly think that there's different ways of constructing your midfield in terms of the profiles that you have, and I do understand, particularly in home games maybe where you want to be the dominant force and you want to have a big presence in the final third, where you might look to have one of those two sitting and maybe someone more in the mould of Roy Anderson or a more old school sort of creative number 10 type. Not many of them are available at the moment with Fiorini injured, but I also think what they both give you out of possession and the way that they read the game, Coventry and Dobson. Today we saw that, I think, very, very clearly. Coventry is more about positioning and holding his position, and Dobson obviously more of a terrier getting about the pitch and putting pressure on the opposition. I thought Dobson was absolutely brilliant for about 65 minutes. And then, look, the game changed and players tired and he wasn't quite a standout in the last 20 minutes. But for what he did, both in and out of possession, you know, I think it was the right choice to play them together today. And in other games next season, with maybe a few more options in centre midfield, different types of players, Nathan Jones will be able to mix it up a bit. And when I think of his Luton team that went up the leagues, I think of their midfield. They were absolutely brilliant in the centre of the park, tenacity and quality. And that's what I think he'll look to build here.
The heartbeat of any team, but particularly in League One, I think, when the physical demands are so intense. Kevin, I just wanted to ask you quickly about the way that Nathan deployed the substitutes bench today, because he was disappointed last week. He said in his post-match interview with me that he wasn't able to make positive substitutions. I think it was clear from the outset when you name one defender on your bench that he was really going to go for it today, and the timing of those decisions worked effectively.
I thought the timing of his substitution was spot on today. We were up here, we were looking at certain players and thinking he looks a bit leggy, he looks like he can't last, he's not doing the same as he was doing the first half. And coincidentally, you see people warming up. So obviously the he's not just concentrating on the results, he's actually watching the game in terms of who has the energy levels to fulfil what he asks of them. And I thought he's spot on with the substitutions and the timings. So he's obviously clued on in terms of what he wants from his team. And if he can't get it, then he's going to bring someone on.
It is quite impressive, really, isn't it, when you think about it, coming into a struggling side, and look, it's a party mood behind us. Coming into a struggling side, one defeat in his tenure, and that was against Reading, where I think he only had a couple of days with the team. It's so hard to do at any level, let alone this level as well. Testament to his ability to read what needed to be done urgently.
That's it. He is someone with real clarity in what it takes to build a team to be excellent at this level and the levels above, and the conviction that he has in his beliefs. It's great to see that has remained after that tough spell at Southampton. You can see that self-confidence and self-belief as a manager must be one of the most important things, and he has still got it. And with that in place, we know that as a coach, as a tactician and a motivator, he has proven himself to be excellent. So that's what makes me very excited, as you say. Anyone that saw the end of the previous manager's reign, that Northampton game in particular, clearly defensively, the confidence and the structure, that had to be sorted first and foremost, and it has been. And hopefully, as we've said, going forward, a few more things will start to click as the relationships between players develop.
Well, shall we take a look at the goals from this afternoon? It all began with Charlton scoring from a direct free kick. I think it's the first one of the season. It was certainly a spectacular way to break the deadlock. And Kevin, it came courtesy of some fantastic work from Roy Anderson.
Yeah, his first touch he takes it away from the defender. His second one, he ensures that he gets his body between him and the player. So if the player wants to win it, he's going to have to kick him. And for such a young boy to have that intelligence is really good. And Alfie does what he does in it. I think the keeper, as I said, the keeper takes a little step to the left, and Alfie knows what he's doing. And listen, we could talk about the keeper all you want, but to execute that as a finish from such a close distance, I'm not sure about the knee slide at that age, and the roly-poly. Yeah,
I tell you what, I can do that at 30 years old.
Jesus,
Fair play to you, Alfie.
Technique, doesn't he, May? Because he hits the ball with a lot of power,
yeah.
And even as a Sunday League player, I know that if you strike it as hard as you can, that's often going over the bar. Yeah. But he manages to always keep it down, keep it controlled. Yeah. So often in the corners as well, like the second goal.
I think that's a natural thing. I couldn't do that. My whole career, I've not been able to almost take 2 steps, no backlift, and get that much power and direction. But obviously, I was good in the air, he's not good in the air. So we got different gifts. And
has he scored a hat-trick against Liverpool?
No, he's not. He almost had one today, but
not quite.
Working for the team.
Raw natural ability mixed with a work ethic to develop it. It's the key ingredients that any supporter would want in a player that represents their football club. We took the advantage, and Barnsley had a couple of penalty shouts. Certainly one that involved Michael Hector earlier on in the game. They did and were awarded a penalty, a handball decision against Kane Ramsey, who came into the side. Ali, we didn't really have any question marks. It was a bit of a frustrating one, and Barnsley took that moment.
Yeah, for sure. We wanted to complain, but we couldn't really.
No, desperate.
What I thought was interesting is Barnsley had a bit of joy with balls that they dropped over the top. The Charlton backline wanted to push up and be aggressive. And while it's always a bit scary when players get in behind, it looks like something's gone wrong. Actually, their goal came in after a few minutes where Kevin pointed out Charlton had dropped quite deep and they were actually inviting a bit of pressure. And the way Barnsley attacked with so many numbers, maybe that penalty came from a period where Charlton had just sat back a bit and, albeit a bit unfortunate, have paid the price. So we saw in the second half they stayed brave, they stayed high, did give us a few scary moments, but I think overall I can understand why they took that approach.
Kevin, the second goal, again, a really fantastic strike, a different kind of goal from Alfie May. I'm sure we'll see the compilations, won't we, at the end of the season? But one that he will probably savour and look forward to watching back.
Yeah, I mean, as I say, for Dobbo to leave that sort of know where he is, and that first touch is unbelievable. The second touch sets him up nicely, and are you ever confident or non-confident that he's not going to score? I think every time he's in that box, you feel like something's going to happen. Something's going to happen. The first touch there, then the outside of his body, and then he opens up those hips and he puts it right in the corner. But
it just oozes class, Ali. And then later on in the second half, George Dobson put a beautiful ball which nearly triggered that third goal. But I love Charlton when we play with that front-footed, fluid, almost not thinking too much about what we're doing. And there has been, remarkably enough to say, some phases of play from us that season where the potential has been there. Yeah,
probably half a dozen bits of attacking play with 3 or 4 good passes and understanding of the movement of your teammates and when to hold the ball and when to move it on quickly that really caught the eye, that first goal in particular. But there was definitely 1 or 2 other passing moves that bode pretty well, I would suggest. And he cut in onto his left foot to curl it just onto the crossbar. It was a different type of strike, but for him to be able to do that with both feet as well, that is, at this level, not many of the attacking players are able to do that with both feet, and it just gives you another dimension because defenders can't just show you down one side. They don't know which way you're going.
From our vantage point as well, we had the perfect view of it. It just slowed as well. It was beautiful. Poetry in motion, we would say. In the second half, no goals, but plenty of entertainment and perhaps a chance, well, a very big chance for Charlton to extend and wrap up the game, courtesy of the penalty spot. Tyrese Campbell coming on as a substitute, causing havoc. And this was an important sort of cameo for Tyrese. He hasn't played too many minutes under Nathan Jones, but what a way to make an impact and remind your gaffer what you have to offer.
For me, that's buying into what the manager's trying to do. He's come on and he said to himself, look, I'm not had many minutes as I would like, and I'm going to show the manager that I want to be part of what you're building next year. And sometimes all you got to do is run, and then for me, he never really looked confident in the penalty, and he never looked like he was going to score. There's a few times he moved the ball. I think the wind blew it 3 or 4 times, and then the run-up was very square as well. And
well, Kevin, also I wanted to ask you, because I'm not a centre-forward, I've never had to take a penalty in a competitive football match in my life, but the body angle looked a little bit predictable.
Yeah, well, I was up here, I told you what side he was going to go from the run-up, and I'm sure if I know that, then I'm sure the keeper's done his homework as well. Yeah, with penalties, you've got to have a little bit of deception, and for me, running up to that, he sort of indicated where he was going to go, and the keeper read it, and it wasn't in the corner, and it was at a reasonable height for the keeper to save, and the keeper makes a good save.
To his credit, it's not the most exciting stuff that you do on the pitch, but the way that Anike helped keep the ball in the corner in injury time, as Kevin said, a long period of injury time where it can get nervy, that really killed the game. And, a bit of histrionics, bit of play acting, getting involved with the opposition, whatever your thoughts on it, from a sportsmanship point of view, it was very effective at killing the game in Charlton's favour. So maybe that experience and that know-how versus maybe the younger Kanu, for example, maybe that helps in those moments.
Well, Ali, we've had plenty of moments in games this season where we've been a bit naive, and we haven't. I call them the dark arts, and yeah, they're not most attractive to watch. Sometimes they're a little bit embarrassing, but we want to win football games, and ultimately we have to have all of those elements, don't we?
Absolutely. Team you played on Easter Monday, they've got 11 players on the pitch who will do all that stuff, dark arts, and that's what helps them turn tight games into narrow wins. That's what has them in and around the top 6. So I don't necessarily suggest every team needs to be like that, but it's not done for no reason.
It comes back to that fact, Kevin, that again we've managed to pick up points at home, which we want to be doing, but against a team that has done so well on the road, you can't help but feel that little sense of frustration of what could have been, and all the games that we have kind of just watched slide by.
Yeah, I said it quite. You watch games like that and you actually get frustrated with the season itself, because you know what this team can do. And it's almost like today, as you said, it almost played with when they take their handbrake off and they just play with a free spirit. Unplayable at times. The players we have, and I said it from the beginning, if we can get our attacking players involved in the game with movements, with forward passing, we are one of the best in the league. Unfortunately, when we come up against teams that obviously have low blocks and want to defend in numbers, we seem to get caught on that break a lot. So we're going to have to sort of find a fine balance next season in terms of playing against teams that are open and teams that have defensive shape. I think that's going to be really important in terms of winning a league rather than winning games.
Well, look, do stick around on Charlton TV, because we are going to hear from manager Nathan Jones and the man of the moment, Alfie May, as well. But let me read out a couple of messages, because we've had plenty coming through. David in Grenada, 30 degrees. Grenada. And I should be spending the afternoon teaching my kids to swim on the beach. What a great first half. Makes up for the last 2 games. The whole team working hard and look a real threat every time we go forward. Would have loved to have seen Alfie get his hat-trick. Hope the second half brings more of the same. So that message must have come through at half-time. My apologies. Lee from Montreal here. On this evidence, do the guys think we are far off from promotion next season? Maybe a few good additions as well. Also, shout out to Jeff in Burgess Hill. How far off do you think we are, Ali?
From Burgess Hill? It's difficult to say. I don't want to get carried away, but I could certainly make a case for a team that by the time the next season rolls around will be very well drilled by a manager that has proven that he can coach teams to be perfectly good with and without the ball to win promotion at this level. So I am confident, but of course, because of the turnover of the last few years in the squad, there is a lot of work to be done. A lot of it actually just to cut some bloat and almost bring the numbers down. And any additions, I think, need to be. I don't think you need tons and tons. I think they just need to be the right ones, and that's a big test for the recruitment team this summer.
Cut some bloat. I'm going to remind myself of that every time I need to get myself down to the gym. We've had a message here from Anthony in the Cayman Islands. The weather is hot as always. Onwards and upwards. May's hat-trick will come. I completely agree with you. Let's hear from the man himself now, Alfie May, talking to Charlton TV.
Alfie May, the man of the moment, another 2 to add to your tally. 23 league goals this season now. This goal scoring thing's pretty easy, right?
Oh, I wish I was on the pitch for the penalty just to try and get the hat-trick. That's what I really want. But no, it's nice to. I had a good feeling about today, it's nice to get on the score sheet again.
You mentioned a good feeling. You brought your kids out on the pitch before the game, didn't you? Does that add an extra spring for you out there? Yeah, definitely. It was a special day, and I think it's the first time I've walked out with them this season. And yeah, I brought my nieces out with me as well. So yeah, special day all round, and we go again Tuesday. Let's talk about the goal specifically. So the first one, were you always hitting it? Were you always hitting it to the goalkeeper's side as well, or were you aware of what he was doing? Talk us through it from your perspective. I changed it really late, to be fair. I took a backward step, and then I see him move just to his left. So I just thought that I had to try and whip it the other way, and lucky enough it went in. And then the second one, another great finish. Talk us through it. Yeah, I actually said to my brother-in-law today that that's a goal that I'm going to score today. I'm going to check inside and whip it sort of back post. Just had a feeling that it was going to be that, and they're the type of goals that I was scoring sort of last year, and I haven't done that at Charlton yet, and I think that's the first time that I've sort of checked inside and wrapped it sort of back post. And then in the second half, you hit it with a left foot. You must have almost been wheeling away when you saw it hit the post. Yeah, I see it beat the keeper and just had a little bit too much on it, and
Chooks was unlucky to not get the rebound in, and then I had another one where I tried sort of chipping the keeper and it went over. It's just one of them things, but I'm chasing that hat-trick.
Of course, it is a team sport, but the manager making a substitution, I don't know whether it was tactical or what, we've not spoken to him yet, but how did you feel when you were coming off? Were you a bit like, oh, come on, Gaffer?
Nah, to be fair, you sort of, as a striker, you try and work hard, and the way that he wants us to press, it's relentless, and you sort of, you know yourself, you're sort of blowing and your time's up and ready to come on and fresh legs. And listen, when TC come on, I thought it was fantastic, and you see what he brings to the team. His pace, and he chased the keeper down and won us a penalty, and the score could have been a little bit more. But no, yeah, it's one of them. As a striker, you run yourself into the ground and you get the applause when you come off.
As you said, unfortunately, you weren't on the pitch for the penalty. From where we were sitting, I'm in between the dugouts. It was actually a great save from the goalkeeper, wasn't it? How is the big man in there at the moment? I'm sure you boys will pick him up, won't you?
Yeah, he's fine. Chooks has played the game long enough, and we've all missed penalties. And yeah, it was a fantastic save. That was the way that I would have gone today as well. So probably would have saved mine.
And just to end, all of these Alfie May goals come in this season. Unfortunately, possibly not the season we would have wanted. But could a hell of a lot of goals next season feel a bit sweeter under a full Nathan Jones squad?
Yeah, definitely. And listen, we want to go up next season. We want a bit of silverware, and I want to keep scoring, and I want to add to my tally each year. So for me, it's sort of finishing the season, having that little break, and sort of raring to go for next season.
Well, thanks for your performance today. Well done on the pitch, and I hope you have a good weekend, my man.
Cheers. Thank you.
Fantastic footballer, fantastic guy as well. Brilliant to hear from Alfie May. They're brilliant to hear from you as well. We've had plenty of WhatsApp messages in. James from New Zealand. Good morning. Would it be morning there? Well, whatever the time is. It's 5 a.m. he says. Good morning. Started your day off well with 3 points. He asks whether Alfie could score goals at a higher level. Kev, you know the game. What do you think?
You can score goals wherever he goes. He's one of those players. I think the Championship might actually suit him a little bit better, I think. Depending on the players that he obviously has got around him. I think in the Championship you're allowed a lot more space. I think in the League One it's a little more hectic. And I think if you're clever, which he is, I think you'll find spaces and something like that. If he gets inside the box, he'll score goals.
Case in point is the current top scorer in the Championship is Sammy Smodix, and he had not got even as good a record as May did working his way up the leagues, but what he is, like Alfie, very smart, good movement, great finisher with both feet. You can play that withdrawn role and still score 25 goals in the Championship for sure.
We're so glad that he's a Charlton Athletic player, that's for sure. Shout out to the lads from Perth in Australia. Says, I can't believe that Chuck's missed a second penalty, but as Alfie said there, he's going to dust himself down and be back ready for that. Never mind anyway, 3 points in the bag, off to bed now. Well, don't go to bed quite yet, because Nathan Jones is here and he's going to give us his assessment of today's victory.
Nathan Jones, a great result for your team today, a 2-1 victory at home against Barnsley, a team who made the playoff finals last year, of course, and are sitting comfortably in the playoff positions again this year. What did you make of your team's performance?
That was more like it. That's what I want from my teams. You know, we're much more front-footed. They're a very good side, very fluent side, score goals, got one of the best, if not the best, away record in the league, score goals. So for us to do what we did to them today, really delighted. They had 1 or 2 chances, to be fair. But I thought we were excellent, and we had so many opportunities. We were at the bar, we had so many one-on-ones in terms of stuff. But I'm really happy with the performance. We were aggressive, we pressed them, and they had a tricky side to press because they're well drilled, they're well coached, and really, really pleased. And we were front-footed. The crowd responded fantastically well. I'm disappointed with certain elements of the goal, you know. But look, that happens, but it shows that we can respond. And look, we should have won it by more at the end.
It's been few and far between during your tenure. You've had a few days to prepare for matches, but you did have 4 for this one. How did that influence how you were able to prepare?
Ironically, like, you know, we do our work week in, week out. I mean, if I'm honest, I was raging after the Stevenage game. That performance wasn't us. That wasn't a side that I that I felt, that had taken on board the stuff that we coach, the stuff that we work on. So, simplified it, demanded certain things from them yesterday, and then they implemented that, and I thought we were excellent. I thought we were really, really front-footed, aggressive in our press, created enough chances to have won the game, and we did win the game. There's a marginal offside call for the goal. There's a marginal penalty call for us inside of the box or whatever. So they even themselves out, and then we've missed a penalty late on. So look, I thought we were well worth our win against a really, really good side, a really fluent side, and I'm proud of the performance because we were aggressive, front-footed. We didn't sit in, we didn't try to contain them. We went after them, and we created so many opportunities, and I'm really, really pleased.
Yeah, good performance today against a top team. We've had good performances against other top teams in the league under you as well. What does that say about the true potential of this squad of players?
Well, if they want to, they can achieve anything they want to. That's I'm a believer in. That's what I preach in terms of stuff. If they want to buy into something, we are structured. We know what we do. We are very hard-working. We're professional in what we do, and we know what we want to achieve. And we'll recruit well. We'll see who we can take forward. We'll demand from them. And everything going into games, they're prepared. And if they want to implement a game plan, then anything can be achieved. But we showed, look, we're 11 games unbeaten. That's at any level. That's fantastic. And I've just said to them now, we should have beaten Northampton, and we should have probably beaten Fleetwood, in terms of. But just say that. So we should have even more points. And you're looking at that then, and it's fantastic. But 5 wins, 4 or 5 wins, 5 or 6 draws in terms of everything. They've responded fantastically well, and they deserve a lot of credit because they fell below the standards on Monday. But today they were back at it.
So looking at the game today in a bit more detail, the first half was quite an open game, possibly for yourself a little bit too open?
No, not necessarily. They're very tricky to play against. They play with that box midfield like majority teams do now and people do, and we want to be aggressive and front-footed, so sometimes it's difficult to get the press right all the time. So they're going to have certain moments, but look, it was one of them things. Then we were aggressive in our play. We stepped onto them. Bit more front-footed today, which I liked, and look, we'll keep growing and keep getting better, providing they want to buy into everything.
And slightly surprised that the second half was 0-0 as well.
We shouldn't have been 0-0 in any way, shape or form. And we missed a pen. They could have put a gloss on it and things. But look, we'll take the win. Any win, these, as I said, these have got probably one of, if not the best away record in the league. They've lost in the last 11 league games. They haven't failed to score more than 2 in the last 4 away games. So statistically, they're a very, very good side. And Valley was rocking today, and fans were brilliant. Fans responded to it, and really, really pleased.
I know that you lead by example on the sideline with your passion, but also your focus. How have you worked with the players psychologically in a sense of when there was a lot of added time today and also there were some big moments? What's been the change there for you amongst this group?
I thought we saw the game out really well, in terms of one, there was a penalty in it, so we should have killed the game. In 93rd minute we have a penalty, we should kill the game, but we don't. And then we see the game out really well, and there wasn't any hairy moments in the game. The game was so out. We won our headers, we got on second, we looked a threat on the break constantly, and a bit more quality, and we would have, we'd have scored more. But look, credit. Look, these are a good side. Let's not take anything away. So a result here, any result would have been a decent performance. But to get the 3 points, fantastic, really, and I'm really, really pleased.
And looking at your starting 11 today, Roy Anderson has come back in. It seems that you've got those 3 in the middle playing, Dobbo, Connor Coventry and Roy Anderson. Maybe there's a preference between those 3. What attributes do they offer you and the reason that you like to use them so much?
I got to be honest with you, Croy was excellent today, fantastic. He's looked jaded, he flew away, to the USA and the international break, on a March international break, come back, he was really tired, looked jaded in the game that he played, so in the extra game, so we pulled him out, left him out completely, rested him, and then he came back today with a real freshness. In that midfield, I think we've got good balance, Connor Coventry's fantastic footballer, Dobbo does a bit of everything, and is probably a better footballer than people give him credit for, and then Carroy's the real legs, the aggression in there, and things. So I think we've got a real good balance. They've had a bit of continuity now as well, playing together, so that helps. And look, they're only going to get better.
Fans will be happy to see Kane Ramsey starting the game today. He did come off with a sub. Was that just with general fatigue?
No, we could only, we were told we could only play him for 30 minutes. Medical. We had a discussion yesterday. It was only 30 minutes he could really play for, but he's such a fit, strong lad, and things. We know we got to manage him well. He's been out for a long time, but he's come back. He's looked excellent in training, and we we like his athleticism, we like his aggression, we like the profile that he brings to us. So we took the risk, and then he kind of blew up after 50 odd minutes, which was natural. And if you play him any longer, then you go into fatigue and injury, in the red zone really, and we didn't want to do that. So look, brilliant to have him back. Real strength now. We've got Lloyd Jones back. We've got Connor Wickham back. So look, the squad's as big as it possibly can be,
And just to end, a word about your match winner today, Alfie May. What do you do as a coach? Do you just leave him to it, or is there still parts of his game that you can push him on?
No, absolutely. We want more from him. He's got to get better out of possession for us. Because they're the catalyst, the pressing catalyst. But we give him opportunities. He's certain things, his touch, and then we give him a lot of opportunities today. In the touches in the penalty area where he can do a little bit more. But could have had a wonderful hat trick in terms of everything. And I said when I pulled him off, I said, hope we don't get a pen. But when we got a pen, if he'd been on the pitch, he wouldn't have had the athleticism that TC did. So it kind of evened itself out. But look, I'm really pleased. It's a real good day for the football club today. I'm proud of my football club. The fans were magnificent. Players responded to that. Fans responded to the players. And it's a really good win against a top side.
Well, Nathan, thank you so much for spending some time with us, and good luck with the game on Tuesday night against Wigan as well.
Cheers, thank you.
Proud of his football club, and Ali, as he should be, up to 50 points now. Feels like a bit of a target to reach. Give me your final thoughts on the game.
Really enjoyed it. I thought it was an entertaining League One game, and I really enjoyed the way that he wanted his team to go after Barnsley. And I think it was clearly the right game plan, and that the players really executed it well, as he said. So, yeah, I've had a great day with you guys and enjoyed watching this team win. I think I've got an unbeaten record on Charlton TV. I want to do the halftime crossbar challenge. Let's make these things happen.
We'll make it all happen, I promise you. And this is my third win in a row in the studio as well, Kev. I'm so pleased with it. And we've got Wigan to enjoy together on Tuesday night. Mm-hmm. And listening to Nathan there, I got the sense he wasn't happy on Monday. He's put some of those things to bed, but the real key thing will be, okay, you've done that against Barnsley, go and do it again in a couple of days' time.
Yeah, I think one of the key points he mentioned that he wasn't happy on Mondays, and also getting the reaction from the players. That's probably the most hardest thing to do. You can always want more from your team, but to actually get them to implement the change, the energy and what they brought to the team today. So that's a real plus for him, that his team's reacting to the information that he gives them. So I think that's something we've got to look at as well for next season. So yeah, listen, he'll be demanding the same from them on Tuesday again, and so we should do, because we're looking next season to obviously have a good run and maybe get into the playoffs or promoted.
Feels like a very accomplished 3 points earned this afternoon. And coming up later on Charlton TV, you will be able to watch the extended highlights of today's game, starring that man on your screen there, Alfie May against Barnsley. And from early next week, Charlton TV subscribers will be able to watch today's production back in full. We are back on Tuesday as the Addicts take on Wigan. It's our rearranged fixture. You can purchase your matchday streaming pass for just £10. Do that now. Kev and I will be back in the studio for that one. A final night under the lights. I always love it. I think it's got a different feel to it, those kind of occasions. Ali, thank you so much for joining us. It's been really great to have your company and your expertise across the EFL. You are welcome back in this studio. Absolutely. Anytime. Bring your boots with you and we'll sort out that Valley Gold Crossbar Challenge as well. Kevin, same again Tuesday night?
Yep, see you Tuesday.
Brilliant. That sounds good to me. Well, look, Nathan Jones said it, didn't he? Charlton, much more like it. 3 points, up to 50 points in the table. We go again on Tuesday evening. I'll see you then.